Here we go. Yeah, man. It's the late night boxing talks. Danny, what it do? I'll be the first one there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of little things going on in the boxing sphere. See that Tyson Fury is back in the gym. Nobody really thought he was retired because you only ever really lost to Usyk on paper. And I know that he made a lot of money. You know, he made plenty of money, Tyson Fury. He made a lot of money, actually. But he's a gypsy. And if you can make more money, why not? You know, he probably only got one or two more fights left in him anyway. The AJ fight, right? He ain't coming back to fight any old body, and he damn sure ain't coming back to fight everybody. You know? Shout out to Omar. Yo, what it do? Luisito Cloquemanin, his country. Gonna set the chairs. He's here early. Santiago is here. You know what I mean? VV West. Yeah, you know, Fury back in the gym. Not surprised. Not surprised. Because if it's for AJ fight, he figured that he could win that one. I don't think he coming back for any old body. He probably coming back for that one in a couple of circus fights. You know, get more money. You know, why not? If it's money on the table, why leave it there? Take it. You know, we got Sergey Bohachuk versus Mikhail Fox this weekend. Like I said, I'm gonna go live for that. I'm probably gonna go live for both the Matchroom show and that fight on Saturday. Shout out to Pork Chop. The hate running deep for Turkey today. Yeah, I see that. But you got to understand that, like, really take a step back from the things that you're used to seeing and hearing in this little boxing sphere so that you could fully grasp how messed up in the head these people are. Because what is Turkey doing, or what is he trying to do, but put fights together? Fights that otherwise would not get made. Even if the Times Square show was bad, that's not really on him. Them dudes performed the way they performed. There's nothing he could have did about that. But it's people in the boxing space that now make a living off of pure narratives, off of pure peddling bullshit. Because what is there to actually be? If you a dude that pays for boxing and you watch a lot of boxing, tell me what he did that pissed you off. What did he do that was bad? Because the shit don't make sense to me. I would say, oh, I would like to have a conversation with these people about what they're so angry about. What, that the pay-per-views aren't expensive enough? That the big fights don't? It's like the shit literally don't make no sense. What did the dude do besides come in and put together fights that were difficult to make? Even if the Times Square show was a stinker, that's hardly his fucking fault. The fuck was he supposed to do? I don't really like a lot of them motherfuckers either. Like, to me, them motherfuckers is low lives, to be real with you. Like, if the only way that you could get attention or turn over a profit is peddling narratives, kissing ass, and putting up bullshit, yeah, I don't got no respect for you because the shit's stupid. It's honestly, it's stupid as fuck. Y'all mad at Turkey for what? What exactly? What did he do that made you mad? Motherfuckers worried about the Times Square show. Motherfucker, you didn't even go, so what do you care? Did you go? What, you thought you was gonna get in and you didn't get to get in? This shit don't make no sense. You got Better B versus Bivol 1 and 2. Usyk versus Fury 1 and 2. You see what I mean? You got a lot of good undercard fights too. You got a lot of other smaller fights that were good, like Piccoli versus Ajagba, Smith versus Buatsi. What are you complaining about? Y'all motherfuckers rather sit around arguing about fighters that are not fighting because that's how you really make your money. Is, oh, well, let's just talk about these American dudes that ain't really doing nothing so I can make 10 videos about it. This shit is gay, man. That shit gay. But then again, when a lot of these content creators, they whole thing is, oh, I get the interview. You know what I mean? Like they just like rubbing elbows with these motherfuckers and being in their presence and shit. You know, a lot of the independent vloggers and shit. That's their whole thing. Shout out to Luis. They mad because Turkey can't fail. Too much money. Yeah, but isn't that a peculiar thing to be mad at when if you, like I said, step away from all the things that we used to, all the dumb shit that we're used to seeing within this space. And then you could really grasp, like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with a lot of y'all? Because when you in it and you immersed in it, you don't even really realize, like, yo, what the fuck are you complaining about, dog? You got a dude with a lot of money that want to make a lot of fights. What the fuck are you mad at? That shit don't make no sense. Dude got wild money. He want to put together fights, and you telling me, you the boxing fan, you mad? So what? So what's the alternative? And I keep saying this shit that if you look at last year, right? If you took away the shows that Turkey did, because certain things was always going to happen. Showtime was always going to lead boxing. That don't got nothing to do with Turkey. The ESPN deal was always going to be up this year. That don't got nothing to do with Turkey. That if he wasn't doing a lot of the shit he doing, we probably wouldn't have that much to watch. The content creators wouldn't have that much to talk about, especially not the American ones. The Brits got plenty of shit that they could talk about, those content creators. They got plenty of shit coming down the pipeline to keep uploading videos. But if you really thought about the American boxing scene, well, what the fuck would y'all be talking about right now? The same five motherfuckers? That shit gets stale after a while. If there's an update on Brona and the feds, yeah, I heard about that shit. He was setting up dice games. He's loading dice. Motherfucker lucky he ain't get shot. Robbed all them NBA players and shit. More bum shit, basically. More bum shit. The only way you know how to get money is to be a scumbag. Earth don't need you, dog. It don't need you. You know? Yeah, like the shit is so ridiculous. It's like, cause I step back, I step away from it to see the full picture that, yo, you got whole content creators that they whole thing is, oh, well, I don't like Turkey. Well, what you don't like about him? Tell me specifically, what did he do? And I would ask, but I know I'm gonna get a dumb fucking answer that, you know what the shit is? I know why you don't like Turkey. It's a battle that Turkey can't win, basically. You don't like Turkey because he's not Al Heyman. You wish that was Al Heyman doing all of that because I guess you thought that he was the Wizard of fucking Oz. And then you see somebody that for real got money like that and got juice like that, and now you feel silly because all this time you thought it was this guy. It's like the Inui shit when they said that, oh yeah, they need him to fight in America. You're not saying that because you really want him to fight in America. You're just trying to set a bar that you don't think he could reach. Like, oh, well, he need to fight over here. He need to, well, why the fuck would he do that? You just want a reason to complain. It's motherfuckers live their whole life like that too, dog. It's motherfuckers that wake up in the morning and they whole shit is complaining. Is to be mad and miserable about shit. That's how I know that, like, yeah, this Turkey shit, I ain't even telling y'all that dude is a saint. None of us are. But what the fuck is it that you mad at is what I want to know. Like, what he did that rubbed you the wrong way? What? And I got lots of people in mind, the dudes that try to focus on geopolitics, the dudes that's worried about Mohammed bin Salman having meetings with Trump. Brother, what the fuck do you care about any of that? The fuck does that have to do with anything? The shit is fucking like, I'm like, yo, Americans have just become progressively dumber and dumber and dumber over time. It's no other explanation for that shit. The fuck do I care about Trump and Bin Salman, bro? What the fuck does that have to do with boxing? And y'all motherfuckers should be happy that orange motherfucker is cool with them because they got oil. You need powerful friends, you fucking idiot. What you rather? We be beefing with them motherfuckers and all they money and all they nukes? Would that make you feel better? Shit is fucking dumb, dog. He ain't just having meetings with him. He gave. That's what I'm saying, bro. Motherfuckers see all the problems that America's facing, and they rather let the whole shit burn down from some altruistic sense of morality. Like y'all motherfuckers is, I don't know, man, for real. Like I just don't know about a lot of y'all, to be real. Like the fuck you think going on, dog? Yeah, you need powerful friends. If they life is a little different than yours, they way of living, don't worry about that. That's not your problem. I've been saying that. If they cutting off reporters' heads over there, you ain't gotta worry about that, bro. The same way you ain't worried about the kids and the slave labor that puts together your smartphone. Stop acting like you give a fuck. That shit is crazy to me. You understand that every one of you motherfuckers that's running around with one of these are an enabler of slave labor. Because who do you think is mining all that shit? You don't worry about it, right? But so you could look good and so you could feel good about yourself, like you somehow morally upright. Yo, they cut reporters' heads. Don't worry about that. That's not your fucking problem. The same way you ain't worried about the slave labor that puts together your clothes, your your technology. Don't worry about that. Grow the fuck up. How about that shit? Grow up. He's making fights in America too. That's why they mad. Yeah, that's a part of it. Motherfuckers don't like that he over here. And it's like, yo, you a boxing fan or what? Like, I'm curious. Like, I don't pretend to worry about all the shit that's happening in the world. I don't. Because motherfuckers is getting their head cut off all the time. Slavery is still going on in certain parts of the world. That is a reality that many Americans like to ignore. That you know that a lot of this shit that you claim you so against, it's still going on. And guess what? You're not going to do a motherfucking thing about it. So stop acting like you care. I don't give a shit what they doing in Saudi. I don't live there. That ain't my fucking problem. You don't need to worry about that shit neither. Or they cutting off reporters' heads over there. So don't fucking go over there. And if you over there, watch your fucking mouth. It's not complicated. Watch your fucking mouth. That's the real shit they got a problem with. You think that you supposed to live and do whatever the fuck you want. And you don't like that there's places like, nah, it don't work like that. You say some of that fly shit over there, they will cut your motherfucking head off. I ain't even mad at them. They live over there. I don't live over there. That's not my problem. Motherfucker. Fuck, I look like wearing, like, bro, them dudes is wild all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way over there. Fuck, I look like worrying about that. Motherfucker, you shouldn't have been over there talking shit. Should have stayed home. Motherfucker. Shit crazy. Oh, they doing this and that. Then don't go over there, bro. It ain't complicated. Don't go over there then. If you really don't like this cat, stop trying to get money off of what he doing too. Cause that's the other shit. Y'all motherfuckers, yeah, yo, Turkey doing it. And y'all be the same motherfuckers watching his shit, buying that shit, making content about that shit. Pick a fucking side, motherfucker. Pick a side. Oh, dumbass shit. I am not worried about what they doing over there. The broads over there don't even get to show no inner thought. I'm not worried about that. You want to know why? I don't live over there. It's not my problem. It ain't your problem neither. But y'all worrying about that shit. Oh, the geopolitics, yo, he doing this. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Care about none of that shit. Everybody want to be Sally Struthers now. Won't somebody please? Man, shut the fuck up. Dumbass shit. Bro, Michael, shut the fuck up, dog. Fucking Michael with the gay energy. Yeah, shut the fuck up. It's stupid ass shit. And it's mostly Americans, you know? It's always Americans, man. It's like, what's wrong with a lot of y'all? I guess, like, you don't understand. Yo, worry about you, homeboy. Worry about you and where you at. Y'all worried about all this other bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with y'all, but y'all really would let this place burn down to the ground. And y'all live here. Silly ass people. Shout out to motherfucking Joshua. Only criticism is the fake reports he puts out. Well, I would ask Joshua, give me an example of the fake reports that he puts out, because I haven't seen a fake report, to be real with you. So just give me an example of what you describing. Shout out to Pork Chop. Superman, man, get out of here, bro. That shit look gay. And if you want to watch that shit, you must be gay. That Superman trailer looked like hot ass in July on a BX19. That is for the first time in my life. I'm not gonna watch a Superman movie. That's how trash that shit look. That shit look like it's for motherfucking people that I don't know. That shit look fucking garbage. I have never skipped a Superman movie in my life ever. This is the first time because that shit look fucking dumb, dog. The fuck is that shit? Think I'm supposed to get hot because y'all motherfuckers got a goddamn dog in there? I don't give a fuck about that dog. Fuck that dog. Everybody wearing fucking Avarex jackets in that movie. Hawk Girl got an Avarex jacket. Guy Gardner has an Avarex like James Gunn. All you did was give everybody leather jackets. That's it. That's the costumes, leather jackets. Fuck that shit. I'm not giving that gay ass shit a chance. Fuck that shit. I'm protesting that shit. When I say, listen, I ain't these motherfuckers. When I say I'm boycotting some shit, I ain't just complaining. I mean it. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get no money from me or my kids. I'm not taking them to see that shit neither. Y'all motherfuckers fucked up my dark side, my Superman versus dark side for this corny looking shit. Who the fuck is this for? Virgins? Like who is this for? Fuck that shit. The hate started when Turkey mentioned Tank. There's no excuse not to make the Shakur Haney fights and that little bitch about his money. Yeah, you right about that though. That I noticed that's when you saw the shift. They're like, yo, y'all really gonna get mad at Turkey because he want to make the fight between Javante and these guys? That makes you mad? Man, I need to go to the UK, man. Americans is fucking washed. America's washed, bro. I just need to go live in the UK for 10 years. Maybe when I come back, it'll be better. Because America is like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers is dumb, fat, and stupid. Dumb, fat, and stupid. That shit crazy. I don't hear nobody else worrying about he's sports washing. Do you understand how fucking retarded you have to be worrying about money laundering and boxing of all things? What the fuck do you think has been going on? Like what do you think has been going on? He's sports washing. Are you out of your fucking mind? That shit crazy, bro. Like, yes, you know what? I'll go a step further. Yes, they probably are sports washing. There probably is money laundering or something like that going on. But here's the kicker. That's been going on. That been a hustle. Where the fuck have you been? Well, because boxing didn't have crooked and sketchy shit until Turkey got here. Yo, man, they need to put all y'all motherfuckers in a blender and hit spin. Earth don't need y'all. Y'all motherfuckers is too stupid. They hate anybody that, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm going to the fucking UK and I'm going to join a gang. Fuck that shit. Americans are fucking dumb. Dude, money look like you think that money laundering started in 2023, bro? In boxing, you think, oh yeah, Turkey. Really? It's like some motherfuckers is too stupid. Some shit is almost too stupid to address that you don't know how to address it. Like, So you never heard of the mob, organized crime, never heard of all these different things that have been happening in boxing way before this Turkey person got here. Way before it. Ugh. I gotta go to the UK, man. That's what I need to do. Bro, every major sport, I know, bro. Every major sport, exactly, bro. So when I see people start with the Turkey shit about, oh, they sports, yes, so what? I don't fucking care what they washing. They could sports wash, dishwasher, clear gel, Dove soap. I don't fucking care. As long as they making fights, I don't care. The fuck is wrong with a lot of y'all? Somebody need to say that shit like, yo, y'all retarded or something? So what, you this whole time you didn't know that there was already money laundering going on? You don't know that? I do hope Turkey, not all Turkey. Yo, man, I don't even care, dog, because what's the alternative is my question, Michael. What's the alternative? To the shows that Turkey is doing, what's the alternative? Tank versus Lamont Roach? What's the alternative? I ain't worried about none of that shit. They could be cutting off reporter head right over there right now. That's not my problem. Reporter, you shouldn't have been over there reporting nothing. You should have stayed home. That's not my fucking fault. I'm tired of that dumbass shit. Motherfucker, you walk around with a smartphone and all these clothes and all these wares and all of these comforts that come from slave labor. Underneath it all, you know that. You don't worry about none of that shit. So what the fuck you worrying about Turkey for? The clothes you wearing, the technology you use is all a byproduct of slave labor. You don't bat a fucking eyelash over any of that. So what you worried about Saudi Arabia for? Shit is dumb.
It's fake outrage, bro. It's
It's
fake outrage, and you know it's fake outrage because if you're such a human activist, you wouldn't be following fighters like Javante, who literally puts his hands on women, or the Charlos who put their hands on women.
for real.
Like it's like all this fake shit. Like, bro,
Same
relax.
motherfuckers talking about, yeah, Turkey sports washing. But you okay with motherfucking Jamal slapping up waitresses, right? Y'all all excited. Y'all hot. Y'all dicks hard.
Javante literally chokes a woman live on camera.
Yeah.
Literally crashes into a pregnant woman's car and leaves her to die on the side of the road. But y'all don't care.
Shout out to Pork Chop. I agree. All act, all of a sudden they care. That's what I'm saying. That for you to live in a first world country, and I don't know, man, maybe I'm too cynical for my own good, but a part of living in a first world country is understanding that somebody's getting the short end of the stick because somebody has to for the first world country that you live in. That if you have clothes, you have technology, you have all these things, there's a third world where these things are coming from. Yeah, there's slave labor. It's a real thing, whether you're talking about mining for diamonds or mining for the minerals that you use on the motherboard for a computer. Yes, it's all a byproduct of slave labor. And these are the comforts that you have living in a first
Yeah,
world country. Now, if you don't like any of that, my advice, hey, go fucking live in West Virginia then. Go live in the
especially
fucking woods. Go live off the land. Motherfucker, who's
what the hell was
stopping you?
that?
Cause motherfuckers act like they Pocahontas out here. Like you don't want that life. You wanna go to hunt. I'm not gonna say go back because y'all motherfuckers never hunted shit. You wanna go hunt your food since you all worried about a lot
It's
of
been
shit?
like it's been like 2 years. Turkey's been here, right? Like a year, maybe.
For about a year and a half.
And since then, all the fights that he's given us, I know the answer, but I still like my brain doesn't comprehend why these people are so upset. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, bro, the shit that
Do
he's
you
giving
know
us.
do you know why you don't get it, Michael? It's not the answer you think. It's not a reason that they have. The real reason that you can't wrap your mind around it is because you're too smart to wrap your mind around it. You're not dumb enough. You're not emotional enough. That's the real
I'm not
reason.
a glazer. That's the problem.
It's not even the glazing because even intelligent people can be reduced to you look at unbiased Brim and the Normans, right? And he's a smart guy. Like, bro, Brim is a smart dude, but it's not the intelligence quotient. It's more that you are not dumb enough to put yourself in the mindset that it's not possible. It's like saying I can't imagine what it's like to be an ant. Well, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You, Michael, you can't imagine what it's like to be that fucking dumb. It's not possible. It's for you. It's not possible. Because
Like I only pull up the boxing for a good 50-50 squabble, bro. Good 50-50 fights. That's honestly all I want. I think Bivol and Beterbiev was the first 50-50 fight. A true 50-50 fight since Canelo Triple G, I would say. And Turkey
honestly,
gave that to
no,
me.
no, no. And Fury Usyk, like it's been a
Oh,
lot of really great fights in a nutshell. And it's
yeah.
like this is proof that boxing, I believe, as a sport, has moved on from the Americans. They're really not necessary. The Brits got a whole cornucopia of fights that they can make amongst themselves without ever setting foot in America. The Japanese have cornered the lower weights. It's not just Inui. They got a lot of guys that are there now and other guys that are coming through there. They don't need American money. The heavyweight scene, the men weights. Let me call them the men weights, right? Because America only seems to dominate the skinny little narrow motherfucker weights. If you talking about 75, cruiser, heavy, yeah, ain't a whole lot of Americans in there. It ain't. And those is the men weights. Like, yeah, you talking about dudes 175 and better or two and change. Yes, the reason you don't see a lot of Americans in there. You don't start seeing Americans till you get to them skinny weights. Yeah, welterweight,
135, welterweight,
junior,
once.
middle, and they really
160.
ain't dominating middle neither. You know what I
No,
mean?
nobody is for real, to be
For
honest. Well,
real.
actually, I'll say Jan and Bacon because they don't want to fight this nigga, bro. They
I
don't.
don't, but I mean, like he's a dickhead. You know, what I mean, Well, I don't know. But and I feel like that's a testament to where the country is at. Kind of, they're like, yeah, you don't see Americans in the men weights, right? You don't see them.
Uh-huh.
Light heavyweight, you don't see them. Cruiser, you don't really see them. Heavy, what we got? One guy, two guys, Jared Anderson and Richard Torres. That's what we got. You don't see.
As far as legacy, the only person who's been putting on for America is Terrence Crawford. And
They
then
hate him.
aside from that, more
Don't you
recently is
see?
Bam.
Don't you see how fucking and that's why
They hate him. They hate
they
him.
hate
They
that dude.
fucking hate Javante. Not Javante, Tank. Fucking Crawford.
They
They
hate
really
that
do.
dude. You can't say nothing good about Crawford at this point, even in just a general sense, without somebody saying, "Oh, A, B, C, and D." It's like, yo, what's wrong with
But
y'all?
you know what
That's
I really noticed? The reason they don't is because he's not a degenerate.
I told you that, like, bro. I
He's
told you that.
he's
I
he's
I,
not.
I
No,
said
I
that,
really realized it after I think you said that shit. I was like, yeah, no,
bro.
it's
I
facts.
told you that the dude. Look, he hemmed up. It's a video of him hemming up Devin Haney and his man. I don't even know if you seen it.
Oh yeah, the wrestling shit. Yeah, he
He
really
him
picked him
he
up.
him picked that motherfucker, slammed him, right? It's like these homo dudes, they can't relate to nobody that's like that. I'm not even playing. Like, I know it sounds funny,
It's
but
just the competitive nature. That's what it is.
it's like for real. Like, they cannot relate to somebody that don't act like a whole bitch. They can like, nah, you can't. That's why you don't like that dude. You want him to be shirtless in the club, surrounded by men, like
Crashing
Spence
Ferraris and shit,
crashing out. That's yeah,
trying to kiss
y'all.
yellow
That's the shit
BBs.
y'all like. Like y'all, cause y'all trying to be hugged up with a bunch of dudes too. Like that, bro. I know this shit sound like a joke, but I'm dead ass. That's why I don't fuck with him. He not gay enough. He don't act childish enough. He not stereotypical enough. Like, nah, Terrence is a
It's the
stand up dude.
stereotype. That's what it is. I feel like these people watch a couple rap videos and they want everybody else they follow to act like that. That's what you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Honest to God, that like if you, especially you, have a unique perspective because you're not here, you're outside looking in, so you got a fresh set of eyes to see the way that the people behave. That unless you out here acting like a whole stereotype, yeah, motherfuckers really gonna hate on you. Like no cap. Like yeah, if you not acting like a fucking child with no impulse control, if you not getting in
Mm-hmm.
trouble, if you not doing stupid shit that you don't need to be doing, they really don't fuck with you. They don't fuck with you.
Yeah, you could.
Even when you got talent, bro, I get into an argument seemingly almost every other day about Terrence Crawford's resume, and I'm like, it's not Brits, it's not Aussies, it's
It's
Americans.
Americans.
It's
Americans.
literally Americans.
Bro, do you think UK people would act like that with Crawford? Say anything bad about? They
No, of
wouldn't say
course
anything
not.
bad about this man, bro.
Shout out to Pork Chop. If he would have went to the PBC, they'd love him. Yeah, but if he would have went to the
He
PBC,
would have got no fights.
he wouldn't have got no. And that's the shit that they got. It's just these weird rituals. They hate Terrence because he did it his way without having to kiss Al Heyman's ring. They hate him for that. They
Hmm.
do hate him for that. That damn, he went over there, he beat the shit out of our guy, and then he left. Yo, I just don't know what kind of homo ass shit. That shit is like some real homo shit. Like for real. Like y'all dudes is really all all them Javante fans. I naturally assume they take it in the ass. I naturally like yeah like I don't see how the fuck
No,
I
you're
don't
not
see
wrong.
what the fuck you a fan of, homie. I don't see not from no boxing shit. Now
At this point, honestly, when it comes to Javante fans, I'll talk to any fan about boxing, but Javante fans, I stay away from because
like I said,
you're simply not a fan of boxing. You're
like I
simply not.
said, I naturally assume like
It's
that. What's
fake.
that dude? High level boxing. I think yeah, like you a whole
No, that
homo.
dude, that
That
dude is
dude
a
is a
Steve Claggett, bro.
That
That
dude is
dude's
a
literally
whole
a Steve Claggett.
He a claggett out here, b. Like it's like yo, like really you. So you wake up, you get on Twitter every day to talk about the same
Every
motherfucker.
day,
Fuck is
every
wrong
day.
with you? What is wrong with you?
It
And
has
you
to be a kid. It has to be a kid.
no,
That's
if
what
you
it is.
look at the picture, it's a grown man.
Yeah, but it's a fake. It's a AI picture, bro.
Yo, boxing ego is in my age group. Never
Oh
forget.
yeah,
And
that
he
too.
wrote
That
that
too.
whole fucking whole poetry, flowetry, spoken word shit. Shout out to Mastodon. USA could be in middleweights, but PBC is nah. America don't got. Tell me. Well, we got Ammo Williams, right? At middleweight, we got him. But what
Yeah,
else?
but he's not like. He's just not. He's just not it.
Shout out to Pork Chop. I watch that Spence Massacre at least once a week.
Oh man, I was doing that for a minute too. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
let me say two things. To me, about the criticism elevated to Turkey, uh, 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 there might be a precedent, but this is the thing. When you talk to these people about that particular subject, look, motherfucker, you cannot find Saudi Arabia on a map. You don't know nothing
Deadass.
about that fucking country. You don't know nothing about. You're just repeating what you hear in the media, and for that I do not respect you because you probably you don't have any opinion. Just repeating what other people said.
exactly.
And look, for a guy like for example Terence Crawford, if you have a moral dilemma of supporting Terence Crawford because he's taking Saudi Arabia money, why is taking Saudi Arabia money? Why didn't take American money? Why? I know why. Because you didn't pay him.
Mm,
Manín, la
Be-
otra vaina.
mm.
Pero tú no ves la
Talk that
mentalidad
shit.
like you can see it too, Leo, because you're in Chile. You're outside looking in there. Esta gente tiene la mentalidad of a child. Literally, literally, yeah, you have an underdeveloped brain and you really think and operate like a child because, well, yeah, just like he said, Terrence wouldn't have to go to Saudi for a payday if you bums actually bought shit, but all you do is steal shit. So where do you expect money to come from? Where is any of it supposed to
Never.
come from? And me saying that, I already know, yeah, I'm speaking Chinese to you motherfuckers because y'all don't think, you just feel. You don't think, you just feel like a fucking child. The only creatures that I know that operate on that wavelength are toddlers.
But do you know the real deep problem is, especially with boxing Twitter. You get into arguments with people, you'll list out the facts and everything, and once they've chosen that this is what I believe, nothing you'll do will ever change their mind. They want to admit that, hey, like, you know what? This guy's right and I'm wrong. Like, bro, do you know in 2018, I was actually, I didn't even believe in Terrence Crawford. I was like, yo, this nigga's bullshitting. He doesn't want to fight Spence. And then guess what? I fucking looked around. I realized the fuck shit that was
Dude,
happening. And I was like,
you just found a
bro,
different way of saying what I already told you, that you not talk like all them, yo, boxing Twitter, like, yo, I really would put all these motherfuckers in a rocket and shoot it into the
yo,
sun.
please, please, a rocket launcher, bro.
Earth don't need y'all, like, yeah, cause y'all don't think. And I'm not playing, I'm not exaggerating. It's gonna be another gem, another jewel that motherfuckers realize later that, yeah, like you don't think. You 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 live in intervals because you think like a child. You don't think. There's no hierarchy of thought. You don't think. You just
Well, why
feel.
can't you be grown enough to admit that you're wrong? Like, where's that maturity? Like, yo, these guys are all children. They really
Because
are.
those things are learned. And I'll go as far as saying that certain when you have a high abundance of people, I've made this argument before, just like when you have a high abundance of a product, you start to get defective product after a while when you mass produce a product. People are the same way. Now on the planet, there are more people than there have ever been. Some of them are defective. Same way you'd get defective shoes, defective sneakers, defective t-shirts. You have defective people. They're like, bro, I'm telling you that you can't fix the motherfucker guy. You literally cannot fix it. You can't talk it out. You can't reason. No, you're fucking permanently dumb. Permanent.
What you're saying, Jules, is you can't reason with a retard.
You can't though.
You can't.
You can't.
It's
100%.
it's what Michael just said. You could try to have a discussion with one of these motherfuckers, point out the facts, but you may as well be talking to a fucking
Don't
ostrich.
matter.
Yeah,
Don't
there's a
matter.
story
You
of
might as well be hitting your head against a wall. Like you'll
Yeah, like you
probably
might as well be arguing with a fucking with a Yorkshire Terrier. Like, bro, your mind is not built for the conversation.
But it's
And
also that
100%.
that social media factor does play a fact into it, as in like these guys really do idolize and they love these fighters to the point where they'll just follow them to like hell and back. Like that does play a factor as to why they just, deride.
I would say that that is a symptom more than it's the chicken and the egg, where you look at it as maybe a beginning that, whoa, they're glazers. I say no, they're susceptible to suggestion, and that's why they're glazers. You have the mind of a child. Like, it's not, you'll see, it'll be another jewel later. Like, no, for real, you have the capacity of a toddler. You may be an adult, but you have the capacity for processing information of a toddler. Because if you feel that much, if you if you can't control what's in here, yeah, you're a kid. Up here, you're a child, just a baby. You know, shit is crazy.
You can give all the facts in the world to someone, but if they refuse to hear them, then you're getting nowhere.
Shit
Yeah, but
don't matter, man.
the other thing, I wouldn't even care about how dumb they are if they didn't want a seat at the table as everybody else. See, you could be dumb by yourself. I don't care. I don't care who you like. I don't care about any of it, to be honest with you. The only reason we cross paths is because you guys come to me. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care I don't care who you like. I don't care who you think wins. I don't give a furry fuck. I don't give a landing strip about what the fuck you think about boxing. The only reason I know half of you morons exist is because you come to me. Not for that, wouldn't know who you are.
Yep.
I want to talk to these motherfuckers. And if you notice, I'm not very active on boxing Twitter anywhere near as much as I used to be, because it's like, well, for what? I'm
Same.
gonna get I'm gonna get some fucking idiot trying to argue some shit. Like, look, there was a dude, he said Spence is a bum. And I knew, no, he said Crawford's a bum. I knew. Let me put in Spence into his profile. Watch it say that he picked him to beat Terrence Crawford. It's like you're predictable, dog. You're too stupid to be fucking helped. And who the fuck wants to help you? Is the other thing. You know? Fucking
Yeah.
elbow hurts from skull
Honestly,
crushers, man.
oh yeah,
That shit
yeah.
hurt.
I ain't gonna lie, I hit a PR in the actually this week, and honestly, it hurt as I was doing it. So I might need to go lighter. I don't know what the problem is for that shit.
Yeah.
You
Fucking
did shit
ladder.
when you lay down?
Yeah, like I was doing it at home for a bit, and I
Uh,
was doing it with my barbell or whatever. And I upped the weight. I think I upped it to what was it, 70?
mhm.
And I can move it. Like this hand is fine. I can move it, but something must have got pulled here because that shit it hurts and it's sharp as hell. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I can move it, but it hurts like hell. So now I'm not even doing them shits. I'm doing all my tricep bullshit in the gym with cables now. Like, yeah, fuck that shit. Tendons
yeah.
don't
Go
heal
lighter,
easy.
or
No,
use
they
the
don't.
in the gym. Go use the dumbbells. That's what I do. I
No,
don't
no,
like
no,
the
no, no,
bar.
no, no. The cables, I'm telling you, the cables, like one of
Oh,
the
the tricep
best.
pull downs.
Yeah, tricep pull downs and what's the two things I'm doing? Tricep pull downs, the machine skull crushers, which is different. You know, it's like a preacher machine, and
Yeah, yeah,
I don't feel no pain doing those, no pain.
yeah.
But when I do the regular shit, it's like yo, that shit feel like it's gonna snap. I'm like, yo, this shit hurt.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah, b.
You keep feeling that, you'll end up with something snapping.
Yeah,
You
that's why
know?
I stopped them shits, dog. I stopped them shits. I'm doing the cable shit now, and I don't feel nothing when I do the cables or nothing. Like you could do dip, I could do dips, I could do a lot of other shit, but that particular joint, yeah, I can't do them shits, dog. Fucking tendon feel like it's gonna fucking rip off. Fuck that shit.
Did
And
you
yeah, man.
stretch?
Say it again.
Did you stretch?
I don't do that gay shit. Stretching is for
Man,
homos.
don't be fucking stupid, bro.
Stretching is for homos, bro.
Don't be stupid, bro.
Warm ups are for homos.
Trust
Come
me, you gonna fucking get hurt. You're already old enough as it is. Like I'm not even trying to roast you, but like you're older, so you have to be more careful for your body.
on. Suck
So
dick, bro.
Jules, you don't even
Stop that.
stretch after your workouts.
No.
You're an idiot, bro. I'm telling
Wow.
you, it's gonna come back to bite you. Trust me, it did for me.
Mm.
My left knee's cooked right now. Like I'm still rehabbing it. Like
But what like when people's like stretch how, bro? Like what am I supposed to do?
fucking look it
Squeeze
up.
my ass cheeks? Like
I
what am I
can't
supposed
tell. I can't describe it. Look up workouts. Well, depending on what you're gonna work out that day. Like if you're doing cardio, definitely stretch your whole body. It won't take that much. You just need like maybe like 7 minutes aside before you start the workout, and just do that shit. Stretch your
No, no,
arms. Like
no.
you just go
Jules
straight
don't need
into
to
the
do that.
workout.
Yeah.
Michael, Michael, don't waste your time. You already made up.
Yeah, you just throw some
Mind.
Bengay on it.
Nah,
I know.
legitimately look, I've never even in my 20s, I never I don't stretch. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of
You
that.
never had a Charlie horse?
What I usually do, at least the way I like to do it is I don't start I'll do warm-up sets. That means I'll work lighter
Yeah,
than I
yeah,
normally.
that's okay. Yeah,
I
we
do
do that
that.
too. We
I
do that
do
too.
that.
But warm ups are, but stretching is also good for you. At least a minimum after your workout. It releases the lactic acid and all that shit and helps your body recover better.
I don't know. I've never done it. I've never had to. I think that it's just Skull Crushers was. I'll say two things that is the most persistent injury I've ever had, and it's not even a horrible injury because I don't feel it when I'm not doing them, and I don't
Yeah,
feel it when when I'm doing other tricep exercises. So I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, but I really don't
yeah,
stretch. I really I don't do none of that shit. I go right in. You know.
that's what she said.
Like a
She said
man.
like a fucking man with a hard dick.
Mm.
Shout out to Mexican Killer. Ask Kiwi about his recent argument with a dumbass. What happened?
I've got nothing to say about that. Just some guy. When I
Him
say
and
some
Ashley,
guys,
him and Ashley Knuckles were like,
Oh.
well,
Who's
okay, this is
Ashley
what happened.
Knuckles?
He just came out with insult, 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 with no substance, just making up stuff, and I was furious because people were fucking laughing at this shit, but I couldn't get a word in because all he did was talk over to me. So people clowned me. People were upset that I rage quit and I start deleting shit. But I was just, what can you do with a guy like that?
Yeah, those is I
Is he a
like.
Tank fan?
That ain't
Oh,
even
he's a
that. Like
Benavides fan completely.
the
He's like
shit is
Mirage Jr. in a sense.
the shit is. I heard a piece of it, and it was like, "Yo, you talking to little kids, bro." I ain't even. I'm not trying to diss nobody, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like, yeah, you talking to little kids, man.
It's if I could just, since Mexican brought it up, just Jules, because when I do lives, I'm looking for your advice on this. If you have somebody who does nothing but argue, 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 despite whatever points you bring up, then you're going to kick them off because it's a waste of time. But people are then going to say, "Oh, you're not debating this guy's like this guy's not debating." Like I'm kicking him off
Nah, see,
because waste of
Kiwi, how
time.
old are you? Kiwi, how old are you?
31.
You're still a lot younger than I am. You got to stop caring what people think, bro. Take
I hear you.
approach every situation like this. You may be wrong. It doesn't matter. Attitude is everything. I'm smarter than you. I don't need to tell you shit. I'm smarter than you. Whatever you do, I'm better than you. I don't have to argue with you about it. You have to argue with me. I don't have to argue about it.
Well,
And you can't occupy. The other thing is, you occupying spaces with people that are gonna behave like children. Well, go to the circus, you end up with clowns. And I'm not, I don't mean it like that, but I'm saying it like, yeah, like if you're
I
around
hear you.
people that's just going yell and yell, like, nah, we not really talking. Y'all just acting like you just being extra. Cause I think I heard him like make a threat or some shit like that. Like, yo, I will beat you. You're not gonna do anything. Do you know how
Not
much
gonna do
money? You're
nothing,
not gonna
bro.
do nothing, bro. Like, you're not gonna
Niggas
do
just
shit
Yeah.
to
talk.
no.
Oh my
You look.
goodness.
You got motherfuckers. They so fucking ugly. They are terrified to be on the internet with a real profile picture. If you don't got the courage for that, yeah, I don't believe shit you say.
Ask
I'm sorry, I
Mirage.
don't. You too so. You already telling me you sensitive. Like, yo, what you scared people on the internet gonna know what you look like? Why would you be scared of that?
Like, quit.
Why would I be scared of that? I know. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna do nothing, dog. You're just talking and yelling. You're not gonna do a fucking thing, dog.
Ask Mirage, man. He's a perfect example of that.
That shit is crazy to me. Like, cause I heard that he, like I don't the threat, the one of the things that I really it irritates me and I have to like maintain control is people threatening on it's like you're not gonna do anything. And I you just kind of like it irritates
They
me
just
like
be
you're not
talking
gonna
crazy, bro.
fucking do anything, dog.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I seen
full.
look no here's the thing and I knew this like the I seen a picture what's his name Hennessy what's the
Who?
dude name the
Mick
dude
Hennessy.
no the skinny dude man he was on the fucking Michael the fucking skinny dude man the fucking dude that was talking shit like 2 months ago.
Little Remy, bro.
Yeah. I see listen,
Little
without
Remy.
even I seen a picture of the dude. It's literally what I it's like without even knowing. Without even I know you weigh like 140 pounds soaking wet, bro. I already like
And the
I
loud
already
motherfuckers, you seen the video, right? Like, yo, the loud
yeah.
motherfuckers you don't have to worry about, bro.
Like
It.
really fam, like
All that
you
yelling.
all you weigh 100, you weigh less than my wife, bro. Like
I mean, he's a lightweight. What is it? 140?
he's a
Super,
super
super
lightweight.
lightweight.
He's in
He's
Alberto Pueblo.
Puerto Pueblo,
He's a host play
I
La
mean,
Roger.
Vispa.
that's like Coach Malachi. He gets that shit from people all the time. Like that one dude from New York who called up and threatened him and said his name, and then he ended up calling back into the show later crying because he said the FBI got sent to his house. That shit was hilarious. But it's like Coach Malachi gets dude saying it, and he says the same thing you said, Julie. He's like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit, and they
You're
never
not good.
do.
Cause you gotta understand, like, what we gonna shoot it out over Javante? That's what we gonna
Like,
do.
for real.
We
Yeah.
gonna shoot it up. We going. Oh no, we gonna try
Over
to
these
poke
niggas
each other.
that
I
they
mean,
don't even know you, they don't even pay your bills. Like, what the fuck?
yeah. This is why I almost quit YouTube because I thought, how can I let somebody say this shit to me when I can't beat the shit out of them? Like,
And that's why you gotta just have fun with it. Like if you like, I try
I hear
not
you.
to engage in it because I can't help that it irritates me. Like yo, dog, like I will strangle you, bro.
Exactly.
Fucking
Exactly. I thought
strangle you.
I,
Hey, Jules.
I wanted to I
Jules.
wanted to quit YouTube over this because I thought, how can I let somebody insult me this way when I can't when I'm not there to physically beat the shit out of them?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
man.
don't need to though, man. I mean, you just let it slide off your back like water off a
Yeah,
duck's
that's the
back.
best. That's the best approach. Is like I know it's. I guess like everybody has different triggers. Like I'm pretty sure some people in the same situation. I don't think they have the same response to that stimuli. But yeah, for me it is irritating. Like yeah, it is a bit irritating. Like, and I have to like just because it's not real, and that's what I got it. Like yeah, that shit not real, dog. Like real is
Yeah,
real.
and you have to have in consideration that this is the internet.
It's not
And
real.
Fucking
no,
hem you up, dog. like, dog, I could toss your ass in the air like a fucking like a pizza, you little motherfucker. You crazy? Like,
Keyboard
yeah,
warrior powers activate.
no. The other thing is the algorithm is gonna show you what's more engaging for you, and if you're looking to get rage bait every fucking time, that's what's gonna happen most of the
Hmm.
time. So the healthiest path in that case is if you see a fucking dumb video saying dumb shit, just put on in the description, I'm not interested. And
eso es lo que yo hago. Que cuando yo veo estupidez on Twitter, yeah, I mute the person and block them preempt. I don't want that dumb shit on my feed. I no, I don't want that shit on my
Hey,
feed, bro.
I hear
hey,
you.
did y'all hear Jake Paul in the press conference? So Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. to shut the fuck up
Oh
because he
Lord,
was
no!
speaking.
What
Yeah,
did
I've
he say?
seen that shit. I've seen that shit. But
I was like, man,
what Julio said made me laugh. He said, "No, porque yo vi que I heard you like fighting old men, so I brought my dad."
he's
Like,
funny.
You know
you
what?
He's funny.
That might still kick his ass though.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was funny, dog. Shout out to Domo. Threats of paper trails. They scared.
I
Yeah,
got
it's
Hey,
Julio,
so
man.
hey,
I
prevalent.
got
Jules.
Julio, bro.
Hey, Jules, I was gonna say, bro, going back to that Ashley Knuckles dude, he was live earlier, and he was saying like, "Oh, Canelo better not lose," like acting like his legacy is gonna get tarnished if he loses against Crawford. His legacy is already solidified. They're both not in their prime. You know what I mean? This
No,
is
I
this
mean,
is
but no, no. I mean,
This
look,
is an
I'm
old
not.
man
No,
fight.
because this the other thing. This the other thing. Here's the reality about that fight. And I'm a fan of Canelo. Like I think by now everybody knows that.
right.
But the reality
I
is,
do.
He could lose. He could lose.
no. The reality is, you better not lose. Yeah, you better not lose. Like, I'm real is real. Like, yeah, I'm a fan of Canelo, but I'm not a fucking fanatic. There are other fights that you were supposed to have. You didn't have them. That's okay. It's okay that you didn't fight Bivol again. Fine. And it's okay that you didn't fight Benavidez. Está bien. But you can't not fight them and then lose this. It's reality. If you
Yeah, that's
lose
true.
this, yeah, it's
You
bad,
get
bro.
roasted to
Yeah.
infinity
I'm sorry, but
and
and I
beyond.
don't. It's not that way because I said no. I mean, like that's reality. Like you lose this thing, people are gonna say, "Yo, he didn't. Bivol beat him, and he didn't fight in a rematch, right? He didn't fight Benavidez." That's what people are gonna say. You can't lose this thing. That's reality. Like I don't make the rules, and I'm a fan of the
Yeah,
dude. I think he's a great
yeah,
fighter. But you can't lose to a dude who's older than you are, smaller than you are, coming up in weight, hasn't fought in a year, no experience as a super middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lose, it's not a good look, bro. It's
Not a good
you
yeah,
look.
lose to Bivol, it don't matter. You could lose to Bivol. That ain't shit. Like Bivol's a great fighter and he's bigger than you are and younger than you are. There's honor in that. That's why I don't care if Bivol beat him. Like, bro, that's a tough motherfucker to fight. You know what I'm
And
yeah.
saying?
also, it's your fourth weight
I
class as
find it.
well,
And
too.
I
also,
find I find it funny how like people are like the fight against William Skull. They're like, oh, that's the sweet science. I'm like, man, if that's the sweet science,
That's not
boxing
sweet
is
science.
fucked.
It's not the sweet
These
science.
niggas
That's
That's
a
don't.
track.
Yo,
That's a
bro,
track
these dudes
stalker.
don't know what a check hook is. They don't even know what a proper jab is. How to describe it.
they
They don't.
defend the guys like William because of their misinterpretation of Floyd. That's all that is. Like every time you've seen it,
Yeah,
every time you've heard it in the last 6 to 7 years, it is a misinterpretation of Floyd, and that's the only reason they go up to bat for boring ass motherfuckers like William because they've attached And I don't want to do this culture to that style of fighting. That's yeah, like you attach
Yeah.
that to that, and
Bro,
you telling yourself that like yeah, no, everybody don't fight like that. Everybody that look like this don't fight like that. But you tell yourself that, so you defend that boring ass shit. That
forget
shit don't belong
Floyd.
on TV.
Forget Floyd. These dudes actually literally don't know how to break down a fight. Like technically what a fighter does well, and what is even like a check hook, like what is even a good right cross. Like they don't know that shit. They
No,
really
they
don't.
literally don't.
They
If
don't
you
know
Mhm.
how a fighter sets up traps. Like they don't like no. Like
But
and
but this Canelo was lackluster, and I think that this version going up against Crawford, I mean, I hope we see a different version
we'll
because
see. We'll see because the other thing is that's it's always been that way. A dude like William will make you look bad because he won't engage. Like I'm not sure. It's not even about helping Canelo. It's just the truth. I remember when Ray Robinson fought Mean Machine. He made him look bad for that same reason. That yeah, Mean Machine, you look bad because you keep trying to chase him and get him, and he keep dipping on you. But at the same time, Ray, you know why you lost? You didn't fucking do anything, bro. You just kept moving all night. The reason you ain't get knocked out was because you kept moving all night. Didn't try for no punches. Guys like that will make you look bad, and that's the reality. That's why it's like,
well, look, I got a question too, Jules. Some people were saying that the reason why he didn't throw so much is because he didn't want to look worse. So he was
Yeah.
being selective in his punches. But I
the reason that he didn't throw is because
Uh,
he wasn't in position to land, and that's because he is a
yeah.
good fighter. I know that's gonna sound crazy, but look, when you chasing a guy, right? He didn't do the stuff that Teofimo do. Teofimo tried for big hooks, big looping shots before he's actually in position to land them. And what happens? He misses by a fucking mile. Canelo is better
Well,
than that. Like, nah, I ain't gonna just throw any old bullshit. Let me get to him first, and then I throw my shit. Because the dude won't stop moving. Yeah, you're not really in position to land, Canelo. So you got to keep cutting off that range.
especially especially like if this is like intelligent, it might not be fan friendly, but if you're only risking as much as your opponent is willing to do. Now, if William didn't do a lot, but then Canelo just does a little bit more, then he wins the rounds and he wins the fight. But if William would have tried doing a little bit more than what he did, then Canelo would have upped the ante and done a little more than what he showed against a better version of
We
Skull.
saw that in
So
the weird thing is that
yeah,
people are so irrational that Mungia tried to win. You see the difference? You see the difference in Mungia fight and the Berlanga fight? You see that Mungia tried it and you got your ass knocked down and you got beat up. Mungia, he tried to win, right? But if all you gonna do is run, dog, the fuck Canelo supposed to do? All you doing is running.
no
You're
no
not trying
so
to
yes,
fight.
so in other words, if Crawford goes for it, then Canelo's got no choice but then really try to go for it too. Then outdo the what the other guy does, just do it a little bit better. So he
Yeah.
did a little bit better in the school. But if Crawford tries more, then obviously Canelo has no choice because he's smart. He's gonna know he needs to do more just to win.
I
Right?
don't know, man. It looked like he was licking his fingers when he was watching that shit. He's like, oh man,
Yeah, but it's easier said than done. Remember that the Charlos was doing that dumb shit, and look at what he got in there and did. ¿Tú no te recuerdas when he fought what was it,
Jermel.
Caleb Plant? No, he fought Caleb Plant, and the Charlo brothers were ringside. He's like, yeah, I could beat Canelo. You see that shit? I could beat him. And then when you got in there, what you did, bro? Nada, nothing, bro, nothing. Just
So
talking.
what was the difference in how he was able to catch Jermel versus this dude? You think
I would say
he's
the
slower?
difference is no. I would say the difference is being slower is a little bit of it, a little bit because Jamel was carrying more weight than what he's used to. But also William Skull is
True.
he's a full super middleweight. He's not a little guy like William
He was a
Skull's
big
big,
he was a big ass
And
dude, bro.
big
and
guy.
he's a Cuban, so they've been training for that style since like birth. Like for
Remember
real.
that Jermel, what was the length of time in between the Castano and Canelo fight? Because
A
he was
year and
out
a
for a
half.
minute.
Like
A year and a
16,
half
Yeah.
16
and a
months or
hand
something.
surgery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you know, I mean, those are glaring differences. Like William Skull is a decent sized fighter, and that's why I said that William is not a parallel for Crawford because Crawford's not 6 feet tall. He doesn't have a super middleweight frame. Your strides are not as long because your legs are not as long. William got long legs. He could cover a lot of ground in one step. Crawford, You about an inch taller than Canelo, inch and a half. Not that much bigger than him. So we'll see. You know, but
He's got
to
a
the
reach
point
advantage over Canelo, though.
that he does
He
have, that he
does. He
does
does.
have.
Crawford has
Um,
abnormally long arms for his size. It's
And,
really
and,
like
he, and I think
it's
he's
a
a little
gift.
quicker than
it.
Canelo, and I think he can match, or he may even be a little
It
better
really is a
skill
gift, though.
I
wise.
mean, I would say that while if the situation were normal, then I would agree with you that he's quicker. But because he's 38 and he hasn't fought in a year, well, I don't know if you're gonna be quicker that day. That's why I want to see it because there's so many question marks. Like, I literally don't know what's gonna happen. That's why I want to know because I don't. Maybe Crawford does win. I don't know. Maybe Canelo knocks him out because there's a lot of shit that's working against the both of them. There is like, yeah, there is like, you know, stylistically, Terrence has the style for you. The handicap has always been that he doesn't have the size. That's the handicap. Does he have the style for you? Yeah, he got a good style for you. Good style. Because he's not a real super middleweight. We don't know if he can handle your power. I don't know that. I
Well,
don't know that Crawford could take a clean shot from Canelo. I don't know that.
he may be able to take it as in not get knocked down, but guys like I don't get why people think it's amazing that he'll outbox Canelo. I mean, loads of fighters do that at times. Lara did it, Khan did it, Caleb Plant did it, but the body shots are what slows them down. So even if Crawford doesn't get knocked out, he's gonna those body shots will hurt way more than any guy he's fought because he's never fought someone this big and
No, he hasn't.
size matters. I love Crawford, but size matters.
Yeah, like I'm completely on the fence because there are intangibles. Like, yo, you grow to trust Crawford. You know what I mean? Like, bro, Crawford, I really don't think he come in here to fuck around. Like, I really think he could win that fight. And it's Crawford. But at the same time, Brody, you ain't fought in a year. You 38. I don't know that all that weight you going in there. I don't know if that's gonna slow you down. It might. It's like, yeah, it's a good fight, man. But I see people shitting on it. I seen people shitting on it. Oscar shitted on it. I seen content creators shitting on it. I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers just not happy with nothing at the end of the day. For real. Because it's not a bad fight at all, dog. It's a good fight. Shit is crazy, man.
Is there any positive boxing news recently?
Not
I ain't been
really.
following shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, to be real with you, it's not a lot of good news out there, bro. Shout out to Domo Threats. Oh, wait, I read that. JV said even Bivol after the better be fights, he said Canelo still hit slightly ahead in power. Nah, I read I saw what he said. It's not that he hit harder, it's that he loads up on all his punches. That's what he said. Which I
Yeah,
Well,
know.
if I was Canelo, I would stay the fuck away from Bivol because he ain't gonna win that fight, man. He's
Yeah,
just
he ain't
not.
gonna win that fight, dog. He ain't gonna
No,
win that fight.
it's it's his ego. He's like, oh, I know I'm better than that guy. Sorry, Canelo, you're not, man. You're just
I
not.
don't I don't think he's gonna fight that dude. I think if Shiraz, not that I don't even know about that one, but if Shiraz beats Edgar, he'll fight Shiraz. If Shiraz gets beat, then maybe he fights Eubank.
because
It,
You
Shiraz is
know?
mandatory
it
after,
just
right?
bothers Canelo that he lost to Bivol, but I mean, come on, you gotta hit your ceiling eventually.
Yeah.
Well, as far as Canelo rematching Bivol, what do you guys think about that? Because I don't think he should do it because I mean but there's no shame in that. Bivol is just too big for him and
I
too
think Bivol
skilled.
stops him. I've said that more than once. If they fight
Yeah.
again, I think Bivol stops him in a rematch. I think he
So it's
does.
no, I don't, I don't blame Canelo for not pushing for a rematch. To me, it's normal. A fighter should know his limits.
Shout out to Mexican Killer. Ortiz versus Charlo on the Golden Boy versus PBC. I would go with
That
Ortiz. Like,
shit will
if
never
he,
happen.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really think that's what they working on. I don't. But if that, let's say, they did that. Jermel about to fight Virgil next. Yeah, I got Virgil because you ain't fought in
That's
how
easy.
long? You ain't
That's
fought in
easy.
how long? Like, yeah, I got Virgil, bro.
But also,
I
Virgil's
don't.
gotten better. Can't front.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
I Yeah, Jamel. He might be able to do something. We'll see how hungry he is. Jamal. I mean, you guys remember how he freaked out at I forget his opponent's name over Skype when they did that interview. Like, I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to mentally make it to the fight.
I mean,
Does
they
Mel even have
saying
a fight?
that no, he don't have a fight yet, but they
Oh
saying he
man.
gonna go back to 54. I'm like, I figure, all
Well,
right, when Terrence vacate that BA, that's when he'll go to 54 because he ain't vacated yet. He ain't vacated yet. Once he drop it, that's when Mel gonna come back so he could pick that shit up.
That would actually be a big fight. I would still love to see it, Jamel and Bud, but Jamel just the way he was acting all angry leading up to the Canelo fight, and then he fought the way he did. It's like, if you're not motivated, you're not motivated. I get it, but it's just, I would have preferred if he just admitted that rather than waste our time with that fight.
I
The
think
shit
Bud
is
will
that
whip Mel's ass.
they're con artists, man. Like the
that's what
Charlo,
they do. No, not just the Charles, but the PBC. They waste bro. They waste their fucking time. Do you actually think Jamel after 3 years is gonna come back to 154?
that's what
Fuck
I'm
no.
saying.
Fuck no.
He probably gonna go to middleweight. I figure like I always kind of thought, look, he'll probably go to middle and fight Lara for the BA because it's like, yo,
And
you in
that
your
makes
mid.
more sense.
That dude ain't made that weight in 3 years, bro. He ain't made that. He ain't. It's been like 3 years since the
3 years.
Castano fight,
The
right?
Sonda fight was May of 2022.
Yeah, bro. Like he ain't like, and he in his mid 30s. Ain't no way he gonna get down there
It's
and to fight who,
impossible.
bro?
You're
Who
already
that?
struggling to make 154 the first time. But this is what I mean. Like, even with the Earl Spence and the Terrence Crawford rematch, and then you just had fucking what's it, Fundora waste all this time for a year holding up the belt for no reason at all. You had no injury. Like PBC is professional time wasters, bro.
Yeah,
And then
that
it's
shit is.
us who have to suffer for it as fans.
Yeah, like I don't see
Like,
what the fuck everybody's a fan of. Like I just
I
don't
think
understand.
I think it's a strategy. It's got to be a strategy to hold the belt. They get a guy in, they get a belt off somebody that's weaker or something like. And in this case, it worked out for them really well with Tim Tszyu, but
right.
like Barroso and all that stuff. Like we've seen it happen so many times with the PBC, and
Yeah,
then they hijack the belt, and then they don't fight anybody, and they don't
That's
fight anybody
facts.
for a year
That's
or
facts.
2 years, and they
that's
let time.
actually true. Like that's what
Yo,
the
yo,
fuck.
what,
That's what fucking
when
Sebastian did. That's what
That's
he
what I just said.
did.
Yeah,
Sebastian did,
they
and
hijack the belts.
even when Rolly won the belt, it took him a
Yeah.
year before he came back.
Exactly, and it happens all the time. And who are we kidding here? Like, track the belts that they've had over the years. Like the last time I saw a good bout where it was like, oh shit, it's a 50-50 or something's gonna happen here was when Charlo was the younger Charlo or the younger Charlo was more active.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, because and that's why
Castano
I
was a
fucked
good
with
fight.
him. That's why I fucked with him because he fought Rosario, he fought Harrison in a rematch.
he lost, yeah,
and,
and he came back,
and he fucking fought Castano. Though
yeah,
both them fights was good.
exactly. And
Both
I
them
thought he
fights was
lost,
good.
and I thought he lost the first Castano fight, but he came back and he knocked him out. That was great stuff. But you just don't have enough of those guys over there. You can't risk it with all those guys. You can't. Maybe they risked it with him, but they can't risk it with the rest of those guys, and they know it.
Because they
They've
just
got to
don't have
hijack the
enough.
belts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so but their solution is to hold up the fucking belt.
Exactly.
That's the shit
Shout
that
out to
triggers
Domo.
me.
They finna do that 1 year shit with David, bro. Like I said,
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
would be
dude.
David's about to.
surprised.
Oh my
Here's the
god.
shit. I would be
Oh,
surprised if David fights in the fall. I absolutely, cause bro, I don't
never.
see who you gonna
Always the
fight.
bridesmaid, never the bride.
That's what it's just for real, yo.
That
I
shit.
would be
When I saw
surprised.
that shit, I was fucking rolling, dude.
That's
Because
hilarious.
Sometimes that shit makes me laugh, dude.
Yo,
well,
did you guys see? Did you guys see Benavides put a fucking picture of him on the scale, and he weighed 258?
no
You're fucking
fucking
kidding
Wait,
me.
way.
that's real.
Yeah,
I
That's
saw a
gotta
someone
be
picture of that.
fake.
I didn't know
posted a
if it was
picture
real
on
though.
Twitter, and they
No,
said it was Benavides on
I
a
don't think it's real
scale.
though. I don't think that's
Are you
real.
sure?
no,
I don't
that
know.
can't be
I
real.
don't
That's
know.
too much, dude.
That's
Yo,
way
that's a
too much.
258. That's 6'1", 258. That's a
Nigga, you
lot.
have to
That's way
lose
too
a
Cause he's
much.
hundred
about
pounds.
cause he's what 6'2", right? 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah.
You damn near have to
That's
lose
still
100
a
pounds for your next
250,
fight.
250 is still a lot for a dude.
That's a
That's
lot.
a whole lot,
That's
That's a
too
yo.
lot,
No.
dude.
much, bro.
That's way too much.
That's way too much. You'd have to lose 90 pounds for your next fight, bro.
Yeah, dude. That's not. You're
Yeah,
gonna be in a fat camp
that's
like
fat camp.
Devontae. You're not in a training camp. You're in a fat camp.
It's way
That point.
different.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't seen. That's why you don't see much improvement from Benavidez.
Yeah,
I kind
Because
of
they not work. Yeah,
more or less
because
you
they
see the
not
same
working
thing.
on boxing, bro. That's a Weight Watchers
It's
camp,
fight.
bro.
It's fight camp. It's a fat
It's
camp.
it's a fat camp. It ain't no
That's a
fight
Jenny
camp.
Craig camp.
Yeah,
yeah.
shit,
Hey,
man.
hey, are we gonna get that? Are we gonna get that fucking Plant versus Charlo fight?
Yeah, I think so, but
I would not, bro.
We'll
I
see.
hope
you know what I mean?
We'll
Like
Cornflake
definitely
we,
start.
Lamana
no,
upsets
no,
the
wait,
apple
no.
cart.
I'm saying like we probably are, unless residue fuck up Caleb.
Residue.
Residue.
Nah, I'm counting on Cornflake
I thought it
fucking
was
up
rendezvous, bro.
Charlo.
Rendezvous, my fault. Rendezvous,
Rendezvous.
the shit is Rendezvous is an action dude, and we know Caleb. Your ass fade down the stretch. He might give you that action.
Like,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, he faded down the stretch, but but Benavidez still couldn't finish
you
him.
gotta stop relying on these cokeheads, bro. He's gonna win most likely, and then go off for another 2 years. Like
Probably,
it's
yeah.
like Jamal's had one
The
fight a
shit,
year
no,
for
but
the
the other
last.
thing is that if they both make it through, I'm being real, bro. I don't give a fuck about Plant versus Charlo. The
I really
fuck?
don't. I
I
really
don't
don't.
care, but like, bro, why y'all fighting again? Cause you pulled his beard? Fuck kind of gay
Smack.
shit is
He
this?
did smack the shit out of
Yeah,
him, though. He did
that
smack.
Yeah,
fight.
but yeah,
shit.
no, yeah, you pulled his beard and he slapped you. But all right, it's a
Oh
wrap.
no! He slapped him, called him a boy in front of his partners, and told him to come get
No,
some.
to be fair, Jules, he
Yeah,
did smack the shit out of him.
Jamal
That wasn't just any
Jamal
smack.
got the
Yeah, but
manhood.
that
Jamal
was
got the
2
manhood.
years ago, bro.
Yeah, but
Like,
the embarrassment is way. The
And did you see how
embarrassment is
sad he
going
got
on
after
over
the
2
smash?
years,
Like
man.
that
that
shit is
wasn't
like
because he was sad. That was because he was medicated.
he's probably
Yeah,
drunk
dude.
as
Hey, but
fuck.
hey, but
Jamal's
What
Plants for
show?
that
still
smoke
What
though.
show did he
Plants for
call?
that smoke.
What show did he call into where he was asking for money? He was like
The
kind of
Aiden
Oh,
like,
Ross
Aiden
shit,
Ross.
bro.
Aiden Ross.
Oh
Yo,
my
he really
goodness.
called up Aiden Ross. Like, yo, you come on
hey,
the show.
hey,
I give you the
This is
bag.
yeah, give me the
this is
bag.
like
How much you
Come
talking
on,
about?
man! I
This
gotta
is
pay that Denny's bill. Give me some money.
yeah, dude. That's
I think he was
fucked
I think he
up,
was
dude.
asking him for like 300K or 500K or some shit like that.
Yeah,
What?
that shit
Yeah,
was. I got secondhand embarrassment.
that shit was sad.
Fuck.
I was
I got
sad.
secondhand embarrassment. Like, damn, B, this a
Yo,
boxer.
I couldn't even finish the video. I was like, this is
Uncle
cringe. This
Al
is
couldn't give him his monthly allowance anymore.
Hey,
Yeah.
so what do you think his biggest payday was? Older Charlo.
Who knows?
Older Charlo?
Derevchenko.
older Charlo.
Yeah.
Nah.
Probably
Let me think. What's the fight that
Julian
probably made
Williams?
him the
Julian
most money?
Williams?
And I don't
Not
think it
ju-
was
I just
Julian. I don't think it was Julian. Maybe Centennial. Cause he would. Cause
For what?
I'm going to when he was popping. Cause
Oh, he
that's
was
when I figured.
fucking. He
That's
was
when I figured they would
absurdly
have.
high after that.
That's what I'm saying. When he was popping, that's when I figured they would have paid him a lot. Well, he was still popping during the Centennial fight.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else?
Knocked
I
the
don't
fucking
really.
gel off that
It,
haircut.
it wouldn't have been Derevchenko because that was after
That was during
COVID and
COVID.
money
That was
was
Yeah,
during
but
tight.
COVID.
that was their
That was
paper.
during COVID.
That was their pay per view, wasn't it? Wasn't it
And
their?
that one
Yeah,
flopped.
it was.
a
It
double header
was.
and it
It
flopped.
was their pay per
yeah,
view. It was
Derevin
Rosario on the undercard, and then Derevchenko was on the
And
main
you know
card with
they
him.
couldn't have paid him but so much because that was in the bubble. That was during COVID. Nobody really had
Right.
money like that. So
Yeah, there was no gate really. So
yeah, there were no fucking people in that
Yeah.
shit.
yeah.
They were there
So it's hard to
virtually.
say. Like maybe the Centeno fight was it, but oh my god, the shit he was saying after that fight, it was. I was like, you beat Centeno. What has that guy done since then? Like
Exactly. He
I'm just-
retired.
Nothing. He pretty much retired at
yeah,
that
and
point.
it's like
Fucking
all the
retired.
shit, but the
I'm
shit he was talking, like all the fucking social media clips of this guy calling out Canelo and talking all this shit, like he's the best thing since. I was like, bro, you just fucking beat this guy who's like,
This
what
fucking nobody. He's
I
fucking
can't.
nobody
Yeah,
at that
and it was.
time.
I mean, it was a good
yeah.
knockout win. Like,
And then he went life and death with Juan Montiel.
oh my god, dude!
That fucking
And
Munguia
then
Oh my
knockout.
god,
and then he
Montiel, dude!
and then
That
he
shit was-
openly ducked Andrade after that. He was like, "What about
Yeah,
Andrade?" He's
but-
like, no, Andrade should fight Montiel. Like Jamal's going to go down as a wasted talent. I don't care what he
No,
does.
I mean,
like,
I think he's one of those guys who's gonna get forgotten. You know, like in the annals of boxing history, there were a lot of guys that get forgotten about. I feel like, yeah, he's gonna get forgotten about. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do shit.
Yeah, both those guys are.
I mean, Mel at least could say he was undisputed. So it's like,
That's true. That's true. No, you're right. You're right.
And
You're
it's
right.
not a whole lot of undisputed junior middleweight champions. So he has that to rest on. But Jamal, it's like, bro, what do people even know you for, bro?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Jamal's had a good career. Like he can hold his head high, but Jamal,
Yeah, no,
he's just gonna
you're
go.
right. You're right.
He's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamal's just gonna go down as a waste of talent. I mean, Caleb Plant pretty much ended him with that slap, and he's now acting all emotional and stuff. Like unless he goes and fights a champion, which I mean, he didn't beat a champion in his prime, so it's like why he's not going to do that here. So yeah, he's just going to
No,
be forgotten
he's
about,
not.
and
And he
that's
doesn't
on
have
him.
enough pop to beat the elite guys to like put down an elite
No,
guy.
I mean, like, look, he
Doesn't have
fucking
enough.
fought Jose Benavidez. He couldn't knock him out.
And he didn't knock him out. Yeah,
He couldn't even knock him down, bro. And that's a dude that came up from welter.
and that's a guy that got knocked out by at 140. Didn't he get knocked out by
No, but
Crawford?
yeah, no 147.
Oh,
He got knocked out by
147, yeah.
Crawford. This shit is
Yeah, he
crazy.
got
It's
knocked out by
like,
Crawford.
it's a wrap, dog. It's a wrap. I'm gonna
Oh,
go take
dude,
a
that's
piss. I'll
just
be
bad.
right back.
Yeah, that's just bad. That's just bad news. So, I mean, I haven't been following those guys' career in a while, but I heard there was a press conference with the older Charlo. But who is he fighting?
He's fighting that guy Cornflake.
What, Barnflake?
Yeah, Cornflake Lamana, the guy that Lara knocked out in a round a few years ago.
Oh shit! Oh god, dude.
Yep,
Ah,
it's another PBC special.
oh, dude. And then who's Caleb Plant fighting?
That Mexican dude Resendez, who's a lot tougher
Oh yeah,
than fucking Cornflake is.
Yeah. It's not a very good, interesting card there because, like, I want to see.
Nope, it's a typical PBC.
Yeah,
it's a typical PBC card.
I want to see Caleb Plant fight someone like active, like that's really good and active. Like he's got to fight. He's got to fight some of the Canelo leftovers.
Yeah, but notice how he keeps overpricing himself for all of that shit. Like, I mean, there was talk that during the Berlanga fight, he was asking for big money, and it's
that would have been a good fight.
Neither one of you motherfuckers are worth the money you're asking for. So who's going to put up the money?
That's the problem, though. They already got the big payday with Canelo, and they think that their star has grown. And for what it's worth, like when I see Caleb Plant on interviews, I don't mind Caleb Plant. I actually think he's cool. Like he's all right with me. Like I don't think he's out of pocket, and I don't think he talks shit unless somebody really talks shit about him, and that's about it. And he's done well for himself. He's got a nice wife, he's got a nice house, and he's done well. Berlanga, I don't like because he's like fucking big mouth, talking shit all the time. I mean, if he would have kept that long knockout streak alive until he fought Canelo and he lost, I would still have more faith in the guy. But he just came to survive in that fight, and yeah, I think he came. He gave Canelo a little bit more of a fight, but it just wasn't.
It's not like he was killing the elite level fighters. I mean, he mainly fought a bunch of cans leading up to Canelo.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but if you would have kept that that knockout streak going into higher competition, believe me, I mean, we all would have been like a little more high on the guy, But
did you guys know? I know there's not much boxing on this weekend, but you know that Boachuk's fighting this weekend?
Oh, who's he fighting?
He's fighting Alantez Fox. It's just kind of like a stay busy fight.
What's he aiming for? What's he trying to get at?
I just think he's just going back out there just so he doesn't, collect rust until another big name kind of opens up. I think that's what's going on with him.
Is this the first fight since the Ortiz fight?
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude, that's a long time, bro.
Not that long. It was only like 6 months?
No, that was like last year, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, we're in May. So it was November of last year when they fought?
No, Ortiz and Boachuk?
Yeah.
I went camping last spring, and I think I remember watching it.
No, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't a year ago.
I'll look that shit up.
It's got to be like 6 months ago. I could have sworn it was about 6 months ago.
No. 6 months ago, Ortiz just fought Madrimov, and
Yeah, that was 3 months ago.
that was 3 months. No, it couldn't have been 6 months ago, bro. Really?
Yeah, it had to be at least 6 months ago. 6, maybe 7 months ago. It was like towards the end of last year when they fought.
Oh wow. All right.
So yeah, so Boachuk's, because his promoter's Tom Loeffler, he's gonna get him a fight no matter what. He's not gonna have him sitting on the bench for a whole year before he fights again.
All right. Bochuk. That
Ridiculous,
was
man.
August 10th. Okay, so it
Okay,
hasn't
9
been
months
a year.
ago.
Okay, 9 months ago. Okay, well
Yeah.
that's good. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if it had been more than a year, I thought it was longer than that. So then I went camping again in August to Yosemite. So that's probably when I saw that fight. All right.
Honestly, I can't wait to see what's it called, Sugar Nunez fight that Japanese dude for the belt that Kakache gave up.
When is that fight?
It's gonna be on a Tuesday, but it says that
love
ESPN
that.
Plus picked it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I have a subscription, so
Yep.
Tuesday fight, but like at what time? Like at fucking 8 in
It's
the
probably
morning?
gonna be like at 5. Well,
5
I'm out here in California. It's at probably
Oh, me
5 in
too.
the morning. Yeah. It'll probably be on like at 5 a.m. here.
What are you down in LA or something?
Yeah, I'm close to
Oh.
LA.
Oh, nice, right on. I used to live there. I grew up in Highland Park.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know where that's at. All right. Yeah, so I think that fight's gonna be on around that time. I thought the Mean Machine Sissoko fight was supposed to be on their platform, but I guess they decided not to show it after all.
Yeah, at the last minute because they said it was going to be on ESPN Plus, and then at the last minute, like a few days before the fight, they said, yeah, they pulled that shit. I don't know why, but
What's going on with ESPN Plus and
yo, the
and,
last shit Bob said was that they gonna have 3 broadcasters. Is the last shit he said.
Oh,
They gonna
shit.
have 3. So I mean, it looked like they are 8. I just wonder, and I
what
still
the
think
Zone, Netflix, and
maybe, but I keep thinking I don't know why I got NBC in my head like Peacock. I don't know why I keep thinking
NBC.
because yo, they remember they had the rights to the UK fights, so that tells me, oh, y'all trying to pick up some live sports rights for your streaming platform. Now they don't have those anymore. They don't show the boxer shows anymore. But I'm just thinking that kind of does make sense. Peacock, Top Rank, they show boxing because they show a little bit of sports on Peacock. So it's like, yeah, I could see them diversifying their catalog with a little bit of boxing, American boxing. You know what I mean? I could see that. Netflix, I don't know. It looked like Netflix only want certain shit. They want like certain shit that's gonna be big shit. They don't want everything. They only want certain
Well,
shit.
what's that Jake Paul shit going to be on?
That's gonna be on the zone.
Oh,
The
okay.
Chavez fight, that's gonna be.
Yeah.
But the Serrano Taylor is on Netflix. That's on Netflix. So it's like,
Oh shit.
yeah.
I'm
So-
glad I
Yo,
got a
Jules,
subscription.
what was
Damn.
what was the idea of putting the Stevenson Berlanga card in a tennis stadium in Queens?
Yo, to be real with you, I think what I think they doing. You figure that if Shakur got fans, they could roll out from Jersey. It ain't that far, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
And the Porter Rocks, you know, it's Wild Porter Rocks in New York, so of course they figure they're gonna show out for Berlanga. It's not a bad card, but the weirdest shit is the fight on there that I want to see that I'm hyped over. It's not those. It's fucking Puelo and Matias. That's the one I want to see. Like, yeah, I want to see
Yeah,
that
I
one.
want to see that too.
What's that ref's name?
Yes,
Thomas Taylor. Is that him? Thomas Taylor?
The swole one that he on steroids. That dude cack, dog.
So-
he big
so
in
my-
that shirt, dog.
So my mom, her personal trainer, is that guy's girlfriend or wife or something.
A word.
Yeah, and I was like, she didn't tell me for a long time, and I'm like, dude, you gotta Mom, you gotta hook me up with some tickets somewhere when they have a show in LA.
Tell you, yeah, like,
Gotta
fuck,
do
like,
it,
you
dude.
better
So
get that
she's
shit
working
rocking.
on it.
Get that shit rocking, Thomas Taylor shit. That motherfucker cack. He look like he's 60, but he cack, bro.
Oh no, yeah, his
Whoa.
wife's a fucking workout freak. They both are.
So I could fucking tell. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I don't know how well or how not well that's gonna do because I feel like it largely in part relies on Edgar's fanfare since he's really the one in the main event. Like they
Yeah.
could call it a doubleheader all they want, but Shakur, you're
Mhm.
in the co-main. You're in the co-main, bro.
In
That's
the
what that is.
co-main,
You're
dude.
That's
in the
cool,
co-main,
Jules. That's
yo.
cool,
Why does that shit
Jules.
make
But
me?
he
Why does that
is
shit
though,
make me
like
I know, I
smile?
know.
I mean, I don't like either
so.
of those guys, but shit,
So
dude.
it really depends on how much Edgar can get the Puerto Rican fans to show up. I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm not gonna
Right.
underestimate it, but
Mhm.
that's what it relies on. Like, yo, can you
Yeah.
get all the Puerto Rocks and Queens, the ones in Bushwick, Brooklyn, the ones in
Mhm.
the Lower East Side, también in La Marqueta? Can you get them to show up? Because it's 14,000. That's the capacity for that place. Is 14,000, and I ain't trying to shit on him. I don't really think Shakur is gonna add a lot to that. You see what I
With the
mean?
Puerto Rocks, you don't think so?
Well, he's like Puerto Rican too,
He's
right?
Puerto Rican too, Jules.
Yeah,
Half.
if it was in Jersey, then I would say yeah, because he
Okay.
did 10,000 in Jersey. He
Mm.
do numbers in Jersey,
Mhm.
but it's like, yeah, if you're a New Yorker, yes, you could get the Queens from Jersey, but it's a motherfucker. It is a motherfucker. Like, yo, for that, I watch that motherfucker on TV. Motherfucker, like, yeah, I'll watch it on
Well,
TV. I ain't going all the way out there now. So
Mhm.
I feel like it's really on Edgar to make that shit rock and roll. And the other thing is, they do like weird moves. They do weird
Mhm.
moves. Times Square show, you literally got a bunch of guys from the West Coast. Literally. Arnold is from the West Coast. Jose is from the West Coast.
didn't make any sense.
Devin is from the West Coast.
Didn't make
I
Ryan
don't
is from
know.
the West Coast. Hey, let's do
Great
it in New
point.
York. You know what I mean? It's like
fucking stupid, dude. That shit was stupid.
Great point,
that didn't
Jules.
make no sense.
No
So I'm like,
sense.
Hey, so who has bigger pull with the Puerto Rican fan base, Xander or Edgar?
my honest opinion.
Right now?
Matias is gonna bring the fans.
You it's
Yes,
otra cosa.
Jules.
I'm
Well,
not gonna
Sobrino-
I'm not gonna underestimate Matias, because it's like, look, if you con Edgar, I'm glad y'all brought that up, that with Edgar and Subriel, because Subriel is
Yeah,
from the
papi.
island, bro. He's from the he is Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
They might
I'm
show
talking
up
about,
for
well, to
him.
be clear, how about the New York Puerto Rican fan base, not the Puerto Rican from the island? Like, there's a little difference, right?
I mean, like, yeah, if you Edgar is a New Yorican, you know what I mean? Like, he's a New
Yeah.
Yorican. Like, he's like your prototypical New
Mm.
Yorican. Whereas Subrielli's Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico. Like, yeah, like that dude Puerto Rican is a beef patty, bro. That dude is
Mhm.
he's the coqui, bro, and all
He-
that.
He's as Puerto Rican as Mofongo.
He come off
He,
Mofongo.
he's the biggest Puerto Rican on that card.
Honestly, like, yeah, he's a full-blooded Puerto Rican. So
Yeah.
I guess, and because of the time, and like anybody from New York know, it's not that's not the day of the parade, right? Is it during the parade? That, like,
No, it's like a month after the parade, Jules. It's in
Yeah.
July.
yes, I could kind of see that. Like, it could work. It could work, but
Mhm.
you gotta really like promote this thing to the Puerto Rocks. I'm talking about, you gotta go
Mhm.
to the Lower East Side. You gotta go to
Mhm.
Bushwick, Brooklyn. You gotta go to La Marqueta. That's East Harlem. Not
Mhm.
to be confused with West Harlem. They're very different. You gotta hit them spots where all the because yeah, the Puerto Rocks will show up. They will, but you
Mhm.
gotta push it though. Like, yeah, you gotta
Right.
push it.
So this is
But
on the
then
zone too, right?
also two Jules with Shiraz being on the card. Aren't they gonna try to get like Arab fans to come out to see this dude?
Shit.
That
I
would be
Okay.
would I would
Wow.
say, if it was the UK, right, I could see those Arab fans showing up for their
Mm.
man. But in Nueva York, I'm like, I don't really know that, like, the Arabs in the store. Let me get a chopped cheese.
Right,
It's
right.
I don't really know. Let me get too loose. Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
really know that Ak gonna show up for Hamza Shiraz. I'm not saying
Yeah, I dig
I'm not
it.
making no presuppositions, but I'm like, are they really gonna go for Hamza? I don't know, bro.
Mm.
I don't know, bro. And
Mm.
I
Hamza's
dig
not
it.
Arab. He's Pakistani. That's the other shit. I forgot. He Pakistani. So
Mm.
I
He on the
don't
other side
know.
of the street.
Well, they would come out for Amir Khan, but
Amir Khan was a bigger name, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
Amir
big
Khan.
that's
name
He
true.
though.
was a bigger name, and also
he had people. If he fought in
in
New
the
York,
UK.
he had people flying from fucking
that's
England.
what I was gonna
That's
say.
what
That
he was doing.
he had Brits that would fly out
Yeah,
to
they fly
Yeah.
for
see
that
him.
motherfucker.
So,
They
you
fly
know,
for Kell Brook. They fly for him. They fly for Joshua.
because remember,
Triple G.
Amir Khan came into the game with fans, because remember, he was a standout amateur. Out of the
Was
amateurs,
Amir Khan Indian or Pakistani?
no, he's
He's
Pakistani.
Pakistani.
Pakistani. I'm Indian, but he's Pakistani.
Fucking
Fucking Jules.
I will get you T-Mobile. You will
No, you don't, Jules.
Listen,
Okay.
you are talking out of your ass, and
You-
look at my dot where I am talking to you.
I am not going to ride the
Fuck
train
you.
to go to
Fuck
Queens.
you buy it now. I
You
have
buy
eyes in the
now.
back of my head.
Get out of my store.
Get
I
out.
swear
I
by the
have
living
eyes in the
under
back of my
reason
head. I
I'm
am
going
watching
to
your
kick
every
your
move.
fucking ass.
But yeah, like we'll see. But I do like that card though. Like I'm not a big proponent of Edgar's boxing, but the fight between him and and Hamza, it is intriguing because while Hamza might seem a better boxer, I've been saying it, I don't trust that boy Chin. I do not.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
dude.
No, I
don't.
don't.
That
Jules.
Middle Eastern chin or that
No.
Pakistani chin.
Yeah, like, I don't
That
trust.
shit's
Pero
fucking.
Jules
Yeah.
también,
Listen, there's a
Fuck.
reason he didn't also like. I mean, he may have been injured when he fought homeboy
Carlos Adames.
Carlos Adamas.
Pero tenía miedo.
Yeah, he was
Pero-
scared. He was
Adames
scared.
lo
What
estaba-
was go?
Dime ustedes que Adamas no lo estaba haciendo a él fallar mucho.
He was,
Huh?
but it's like,
Yeah.
put it this way. If you fight, it's like, I'm not making excuses for him, by the way,
Yep.
right? But you
Yep.
fighting injured. I only got one hand. I can't throw this motherfucker. I throw this motherfucker, he might counter me. He might fuck me up. So yeah, he was fighting scared, but that could be a byproduct of the injury. Because the way he fought Ammo, he fucked up Ammo, though. Like, he fucked him up, bro. Like, he fucked him up worse than I thought he was gonna fuck him up.
Yo, Jules, Adamas was looking outside to the crowd. He's making him miss so big. He was like making fun of him and shit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
man.
don't. But being real, I don't think Adames is all that. Like, I'm just being real. Like,
No.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just think you caught him. Look. You got a dude. That the other thing is, you got a dude 6'3" at 160. That shit gonna catch up sooner or later. Like, yeah, dog. How
Right.
much weight do you have to cut to get your big ass down to 160, bro? Sooner or later, it's the same story over and over. Sooner or later, it's gonna catch up. And I've
been saying that about Sebastian Bandora.
I said that about Shakur's hand injuries. I've been saying that. The reason I think your hands don't heal right is because you keep fighting at these low ass man weights 126, 130, 135. And you know you walk around 160 something. You know you are 150 something, 160 something. You know you are. So when you're not eating right, you're not healing right. You're not going to. You got to eat, bro.
That's facts. Those are facts.
You're not eating right. You're not going to heal right.
So you're saying Shakur should technically be like a welterweight?
I think
At
he
least
should
154.
140. Vamos a decir 140.
140? 147?
I would
Okay.
say, yeah, like you should be there, bro.
Yeah,
140.
right around there.
Pero el Leo, the dude don't got power like that. You go to 140, it
Lo
ain't gonna
matan.
be easy. It ain't gonna be
Lo
easy
matan.
for you. So, you know, and they all doing it. That's why you can't even pigeonhole nobody, because all y'all motherfuckers
Right.
is doing that. Rafael Espinoza is 6'2" at 126, bro. That's crazy.
That's
That is-
ridiculous, man.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
he's
seen him standing
fucking.
next to Naoya Inoue.
He's
they
the
stood up on
Ali
the thing.
Funica, Diego
Jesus.
Corrales of this generation.
Bro, he make Diego look small. That's a big.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a bigger featherweight than Rafa. I never seen a featherweight 6'2", dog. I never seen
Yeah,
that.
he looked like
Well,
one-
Ali Funica was 6'1.5" Jules and fighting at 135.
Well, that's
He
pretty.
looked
Well,
That's
that's
pretty
135 though.
he
He's
looks like one of them
126.
extra tall space aliens and shit, man.
for real, yo. Like,
126.
and they're
Shit.
all doing it. Whether it's Rafael Espinoza at 2'6", or Sebastian Fundora at 54,
Yep.
or fucking Hamza Shiraz at 160, right? Fucking Callum Smith was 6'3" at close to 6'4" at fucking 168. It's like, bro, you a light heavyweight. You
It's
know
the
you're a
brother,
light
it's the
heavyweight.
brotherhood of the bionic pipe cleaners, man. I'm telling you.
For real, yo. Motherfuckers built
Fucking
like a
country
bicycle.
making them seem like the aliens from Close Encounters.
Motherfuckers built like a pipe snake, bro. It's like, and they're all doing it, so you can't. That's why I don't say the weight bully shit, because it's like, well, there's a lot of them, I guess, because that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's doing it, not just the tall guys. Devin's doing it. That's why he finds himself in the predicament that he's in. Shakur is doing it. They're all doing it. Like, yeah, like you look, like if you look at Charles Conwell, for example, this generation of junior middleweights are actually very, very big. But an old school junior middle was built like Charles Conwell. They really didn't like John Mugabe was not that big a guy. He wasn't a
Nope.
big guy.
You gotta remember, Marvin Hagler was middleweight champ, and he was only 5'9".
That's what I'm exactly.
Yeah, but he
Whereas now,
fought in his weight. He
but
fought
that's
in
the
his
point
weight.
I'm making. That
Yeah.
today's there's inflation. That today's junior middle is basically a super middle. Like Tony Harrison,
Right.
6'1". Charlo brothers about 6 feet tall. Willie Nelson was 6'3". Jared Hurd was 6'2", walking around at 2 and change. It's like, yeah, like y'all motherfuckers is not junior middleweights. Y'all some super middleweights cutting a lot of
Berlanga
weight.
fought Saul at 200 pounds almost, right?
Well, I'm saying that motherfucker's a light heavyweight, bro. Like that's where you
Shit.
belong, but you don't want to go up there with them demons, and we all know why. Like, what the fuck, I'm gonna be up here with these Russians fucking me up for what? Yeah, and it's everywhere now. It's all over the sport. That's why I don't say that weight bully shit. Like, nah, if we gonna say that, there's a lot of people that's on that fucking list, dog. So is it even weight bullying if everybody's doing it? Nah.
Yo, Jules.
Look at Boots is a middleweight at welterweight. That dude is a middleweight at welterweight, bro. Like, yeah, that dude is big for fucking welter. Shit. Go ahead, Ignacio.
I was gonna say, you seen ESPN Plus picked up the Sugar Nunez fight?
They did?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm gonna watch that shit. Did you see they up in the price to $29?
Yeah, some bullshit. I can't believe it.
Little by little.
No, I'm gonna say if Top Rank, I will unsubscribe if July get here and y'all don't got. Yeah, I'm out of here. I don't need nothing y'all got. I don't need nothing y'all got.
Without boxing, they don't got shit.
Without boxing, y'all don't got shit for me. But I do. I feel like they might renew because it's been confirmed they lose in the UFC. So you lose UFC, you're gonna need something to show.
They were gonna
Yep.
take.
You ain't got baseball no more, so you gotta fill the content.
TKO.
What's going up in price? ESPN?
Hell yeah, $29, bro.
What?
Yes, sir. Yo, they fucking they are. But like, how do y'all lose Major League Baseball and UFC, but you up the price? What the fuck we pay? What we paying for that though?
College football? What the fuck?
Jules, you don't think they'll take TKO boxing from the Saudis and ESPN?
I don't know because I think TKO trying to do the thing with Netflix. I think that's where they trying to go.
If only there was a platform that just basically focused on boxing, you know, like
I'm not saying they won't. But all the stuff that I be reading gives me the impression that what they want, what TKO wants, is to go to Netflix. Maybe they'll go to ESPN. I don't know, but I ain't heard no rumors and nothing like that. We'll see.
Okay.
They're gonna need something because it's like, yeah, y'all don't got baseball, y'all don't got UFC. That was y'all shit, y'all UFC shit. If y'all don't got that, I don't know what y'all gonna do.
Yeah, especially in the summer where there ain't shit on except baseball.
More tennis.
And now we know Canelo Crawford is not gonna be on Netflix because Netflix had their rollout earlier today of the big programs that they're gonna be doing for the upcoming schedule. Canelo Crawford wasn't on it, so yeah, it's for that. It's for that. So that's
And they moved the fight from the 12th to the 13th.
Yeah. What the fuck was that all about? What?
It's about going against college football. They didn't want to go against college football.
Which is stupid because, and I keep saying this, but it's falling on deaf ears. The demographic of people that are watching college football,
They're not watching this shit.
They're not watching boxing. No. So you can't cannibalize boxing with football when they're different demos. That's not the same audience. Yeah. It's only cannibalizing if it's the same audience. If you got two boxing matches at the same time.
I haven't watched the college football game in fucking centuries, dude.
Exactly. So
I haven't watched a football game in centuries.
Honestly, yeah, like I ain't watched the Giants since motherfucking Eli was on.
I'm 3,000 years old too, so you know I'm almost as old as Ishmael Barroso, dude. Like I'm 3,000 years old.
You know what I'm saying? I'm mummified.
1,000 years over me, you know. Fuck.
That's still some real shit. Like college football and boxing is apples to oranges. You don't have to worry about. And I said that last year about when they were trying to say that, Turkey's Noche de UFC would outperform Canelo. It's like, no, it's not, because those are different demographics. The people that watch UFC are different. Most of them is a different demo than the people that watch boxing. The people that watch boxing primarily, yeah, they're gonna watch boxing, and the people that watch UFC are gonna watch UFC. It's not a shared audience. It's only a small group of people that actually watch both. It's a very small group. The rest of them, yeah, they stick to their shit, whatever they watch.
And if I could just add to that, as an MMA fan, I can say a lot of MMA guys are pissed off that Dana is focusing more on boxing than the UFC. So yeah, they won't cross. A lot of them won't cross over, like you say.
Yeah, they want to watch what they want to watch, the same way that the boxing fans want to watch what they want to watch. But I think that the UFC probably right now needs Dana's attention because everything I keep seeing about it is bad. Like every the news is not good. Like a part of the reason, a part of what happened at ESPN is I heard ESPN wasn't happy with the numbers, with the way that the UFC stuff was performing. I heard that. Yeah,
Well, Jules, that you're right. It wasn't performing, and one of the reasons is the UFC just tried to do too many shows, but they gave ESPN the opportunity to they gave them full control over the price. So the prices every year, every second year, I'll have to check, was upped by ESPN, and the app wasn't even very good. So yeah, MMA fans are really pissed off, but I mean, the UFC literally peaked the year the Fertitta guys sold, and since then it's been going
yeah,
downhill. And
yeah.
now it's just worse because, like you say, Dana's only half interested. And believe me, even if you see about these press conferences, it shows he's not interested.
Yeah, because I don't think he knows how to solve. It has a problem. It's like the same thing that made the model successful is the same thing that is now holding it back. You don't have any stars, bro. So everybody, the best fighting the best is what made your model work. But now the best fighting the best, it's like your champions last all but 15 seconds before they lose whatever title they got. You know what I mean? So you don't get to make that big Canelo kind of guy or that Anthony Joshua kind of guy that like, yeah, you don't have fighters that hit that stratosphere. Honestly, yeah, Conor McGregor shouldn't even be in a conversation for a fight anymore. But every 10 seconds, I keep hearing about when's Conor coming. But like, bro, that dude is
Well,
finished.
He's
well,
cooked.
that's more down to the media because the media they kept Connor's name alive all the time, all the years it was dead. But it's why the UFC they also don't really care about creating a new star because they've managed to secure these huge TV deals without having
Right.
to focus on a star. Like before, it was Anderson Silva and George St Pierre selling. They were
Mm-hmm.
the stars. Then it was John Jones. Then it was Connor and Ronda.
Yeah, but
And
who's the star
Con-
now?
they don't.
It's,
They
You know,
don't.
it's
They're
all the
not
guys that
focusing
look
on.
like Khabib.
For real.
yeah.
Well,
Alex just
can
got
I?
knocked out. Alex Pereira, so their star's gone.
No, and the
Yeah.
other
well,
thing,
even
Alex was very active, is my understanding. He was a very
Yeah,
he
active
was.
champion.
very.
But was
He
he
was
a
super
star
active.
though? Was he a star?
No.
He
No.
was. He was.
Barely.
He
Well,
was not a. He was not a superstar, but yes, he was a star because fans were familiar with him. Casuals, they loved his fighting style, and so he was a star. But no, he was not like Connor or Anderson Silva superstar. No,
Would you say that he had the same level of stardom as John Jones?
no,
no.
Nope.
John Jones.
no.
John Jones had much bigger rivalries and was champion for a lot longer. So
Still
he's
Mm-hmm.
undefeated.
yeah, bigger superstar. Alex was just Alex. In fact, Alex being called a superstar just shows you how much the standard dropped.
Right.
Yeah,
Yo, can I interject real
at some
quick?
point,
Yeah, virtuoso.
Yo, I heard something from Dana that I think is a detriment to his brand. He said like something that pertains to fighters, becoming a brand within the brand, right? And he kind of said like, "Oh, you're not supposed to have a career." And I think that was kind of stupid because how are you gonna? Well, then how are you gonna have an attraction to attract
Yeah,
like casuals?
what Virtuoso, his exact words, he actually said this in 2020 when a bunch of fighters from John Jones to lower level contenders were complaining about money. He said,
Yeah.
"This isn't a career; it's an opportunity." And the way he was selling, what he meant by that was what he really wanted to say. He was just trying to be like very political with it. What he wanted to say was, UFC is the brand, we're the superstars, we're the attraction,
Right.
and you fighters, yeah, we love you,
Yeah.
but
That's what I
you're
figured,
gonna
Kiwi,
come,
because
yeah,
let me just say this real
basically,
quick.
yeah,
Dana White is basically the main character of the UFC.
yep, always has been,
Yeah.
and that worked. That was necessary during the early years because you needed a public image to constantly be at every press conference and every interview, every radio interview, etc. But then, I mean, Dana even admitted, I think, I'll do a video on this. He admitted in an interview, I think from 2013 or whatever, the UFC doesn't need him to be as public as he has been, but he's remained that way because the UFC, again, biggest star, the UFC is the attraction, and all the fighters need the opportunity to perform on our big show. We don't need the opportunity to promote these big names. That's how he's framing it,
Mm.
and that's how they get away with paying. They, I don't want the pay system to be like boxing. I was arguing with someone on Twitter about this yesterday, but this is how they keep pay where it is.
Yeah, look, at some point, I stopped watching the UFC because it felt ridiculous. I'm not talking about the fights, I'm talking about the commentary. Like, a motherfucker wins 3 fights in a row and starts talking about is this guy is one of the greatest of all time. I was like, okay, dude, what?
Yeah.
I understand it's
Yeah,
really
that's Joe
competitive,
Rogan being
but
a mark.
Mhm. See,
Well,
that's the problem.
Joe,
I always felt. I'm sorry. Was somebody speaking?
I was just going to say, yeah, Rogan. I mean, a lot of commentators are like this because a lot of commentators are fanboys, but Rogan's the bigger. He's the highest profile one. He's become a bit of a sensationalist where he wants to force things to happen, force a big star, say, "Oh my
Hmm.
God, this guy's the greatest ever" because he had one amazing performance. Uh,
Hmm.
Completely forgetting this in any sport, you have to build things up. Like
Hmm.
he's been
You
in
know,
it a long time, so
you see,
it is what
yeah,
it
with,
is.
but
yeah, my thing with the UFC is that their biggest problem is that they live by the motto: you beat the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy, so that automatically makes you the guy, and that's kind of like, their brand. And then as far as, the UFC always having a champion for like 15 seconds is because they're wearing these guys out. It's just like one guy fighting against the next, and look what they just did to Alex. They just bashing these guys in. So that's why I think that the UFC is really like not, going to be able to compete with boxing on a long term, because their motto is just, constantly putting these guys in to bash each other's heads in one at the other. It's just a meat grinder of a sport. Life
Well,
expectancy is like what, 6 years or something? Come on.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the
but also
reason,
too the biggest thing is like Kiwi said, the guys they had before, the John Jones, the Ronda
Mm-hmm.
Rouseys, the
Mm-hmm.
Conor McGregor's, all
Anderson
them dudes,
Silva.
they were all making defenses of their titles and champions for years
Yeah.
before they finally lost. Now these guys win a belt, they might win one, maybe two fights, and then they lose. So
Yep.
there's no
yeah,
consistency
and
whatsoever.
I
and
think
you
that,
know where this. I was just going to say where this whole thing started. Fighters win a world title, and instead of saying I'll fight top contender, they say what's the biggest name?
Yeah.
Who's the smallest guy I can bring up to make the biggest money? Who's the quote unquote super fight? This all
Sounds
started
like
from,
boxing.
again, yeah, this literally all started. I wish I had freaking recorded this when it happened. The UFC sold for $4.2 billion, and you literally had fighters on Twitter saying, "Wait, the UFC is worth this much? How come we're paid so low?" You get what I'm saying? It
Right.
was literally all over the fucking internet, and that's why these new guys they started they started having real difficulties with negotiations, and you see it now with
Mm-hmm.
John Jones because people finally saw how much the UFC was worth and how little they're worth.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
Dana White's notorious for not paying people very much, man. He's
Yep,
been that way the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had a
15,
yeah,
good gimmick.
15. I
He
was
had
just
a
going to say
pretty good.
15% of revenue. 15% of revenue is what's gone to the fighters.
Right. He had
That's
a
on
pretty
record.
good gimmick, right? When you think about it, in the sense of, okay, I'm only paying you $14,000 for the fight, but I'll pay you $50,000 if you knock the guy out. You see what I'm saying? Like, it gives the
Yeah.
fighter incentive. Like, bro, you actually, if I knock this guy out, you're gonna pay me almost triple of what you're paying me of the fight. And that's why Dana and them just lost this lawsuit for like 275 million. Don't quote me on the number, but They just lost a few months ago, and they got to
They-
pay all these UFC fighters now.
Round one, correction, they didn't lose it, they settled.
They said,
So
okay, settled. Thank you. Thank you.
So technically, they didn't go to trial because
Okay.
I mean, the guys who sued, they were worried that the jury would get it wrong and not
Right.
rule in that
Okay.
favor. So yeah,
Yeah,
they
thank you.
they said
Thank-
they settled. They did set just you are right. They did settle for the UFC's not happy they're paying this, but they didn't lose the lawsuit.
Yeah, I didn't follow it as much, but thank you for letting me know because now I'm more informed on it and that they settled. Cool.
No,
Yeah.
but
I
I
will-
think what people need to understand about the MMA is it's a different sport.
Yeah.
And for me, it resembles more like something like rock, paper, scissors, because every meaning that every guy can knock the other motherfucking in any time because it's so
Yeah.
unpredictable and there are so many weapons to your disposal. So you make a mistake.
I mean, what's the key word in mixed martial arts? Mixed.
Mix.
You got to be on top of everything.
Yeah,
No,
but
not
it doesn't
necessarily.
make for longevity. It doesn't make for longevity
wanna-
because their belts change hands so fast. You don't get that franchise star unless you like John Jones and you just don't fight because what's he fought once in the last 3 years?
Well,
Something like that.
John Jones is actually the best example of how because Dana let Connor it's just to make it simple, because Dana let Connor go to boxing and fight Floyd and hold up two divisions in MMA at the same time. John Jones is now doing that, and the UFC doesn't have. They're not able to force John Jones to fight. So instead of having the balls and stripping him, it's just ridiculous what they're doing. So.
Wow.
But yeah, John Jones. I mean, I can't actually you can't actually blame the fighters for looking for easy fights. But what made the UFC unique is they said, no, you're going to take the tough fight because
Right.
that's how it runs down here. And they lost as soon as they took their boot off the neck, so to speak. They
Oh,
let
so they got
fighters
away
pick
from
easy.
that. They got away from that. And that's why they fucking
Yeah,
up.
and mostly because of Connor, because Connor, he won the title, and then he said, instead of defending any of these titles I've got, I'm going to go fight Floyd for X amount of millions, and they let him
100.
do it because they said, hell yeah, this is a chance for us to make. We'll take tons of money from this. They didn't think about the ramifications this would have on the sport.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Cocaine's
that's
a hell
like
of a drug.
That's like ancient history now, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, but it's having
Yeah.
it's having an effect that is reverberated years later. You know what I mean? Like they're still feeling the after effects of that because that was what 2017.
Yeah, it was a while
Yeah,
ago.
2017.
When he fought Mayweather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
and
minute ago.
the media are also to blame for this because they love it when fighters get to have things their way, even if it hurts the sport. Like they love what John Jones is doing. So, but yeah, the UFC.
What's the biggest fight the UFC can make amongst themselves right now?
Right now would be Islam Makhachev, Khabib's protege against Ilia Topuria. And the funny thing is, Topuria just vacated his belt to move up to lightweight, which is Islam's division, and Islam has just vacated his belt to move up to welterweight. So it's convoluted as fuck.
Yeah. Well, now what?
You're
Sounds
gonna
like
have
they-
two.
It sounds like they don't have a big fight to make, and those guys like Islam and the other guy, do they sell? Do they draw?
Islam does sell decently, but not like Habib used to do like minimum 500,000 because he was Habib and he had that Conor fight. But Islam doesn't sell like that. And Ilya, he's actually a perfect example of super elite guy. Like I think he's going to be top 10 GOAT when he retires. But the UFC doesn't promote him. They just say, "Oh, here's a good champion." They don't promote his greatness. Like,
When did Habib retire?
When his
20
father died of
3 years
corona.
ago.
2020.
His father died of
2021, sorry.
corona. He retired.
Okay.
So what was that 2019? What was that?
2020.
2020.
No, his last fight was I think in 21. That's when he finally
No.
walked away.
Shout
No,
out
it
to
was 20
Chico. At dinner with a Ring magazine executive and was told Turkey heard the USA fighters want rent. USA fighter rent on Relay episode last week, and he's fed up with lots of USA fight. What, he heard it? Oh, yo, shout out to Dougie.
Yo,
I
Chico,
see.
if you're listening, yo,
That'll be nuts.
tell them Ring Magazine executives to fix their password recovery system. I'm trying to get out
Man,
of that shit.
that Chico is
Turkey,
brutal,
I'm
man.
saying Turkey, fuck with your boy. I got some ideas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Dougie, tell Turkey to call me. I know how to fix it. I need
You're the
Doug.
man.
Jules just wants a free flight to fucking Riyadh season.
No, I don't
And then
even
he
want
wants to turn
that.
around and come right back.
Listen. You take me on board. You take me on board as a counsel, right?
Consultant.
A consultant. I'm gonna consult you on what fights you need to make in them because you're making the wrong ones. You're spending too much time on the wrong guys. I can help you. You don't know the American market. I can help you. For
Hey,
example.
Now,
Hey, could
Julius,
I just?
No.
wait,
I don't need three
wait,
people. No, I don't need three people talking at the same time. A fight like Rafael Espinoza, for example, versus Bruce Carrington, that's a good fight. You could finance that, and you don't got to break the bank to do that, neither. It's a good fight. Tournament at 126. You don't got to break the bank to do none of that. And those are all, it don't matter who you put it. Ball versus Espinoza, Ball versus Leo versus, all of those is good fights. What you worrying about Ryan for? You can make great fights at a fraction of the cost. And I know that money's not an object, but you try to make good fights, right? Hey, you making the wrong ones, man. Nobody
Ball
cares.
versus Naoya Inoue.
Nobody cares about Haney versus Garcia anymore,
Right.
bro. That shit is dead. Like, nobody care about that shit.
hold up.
Turkey could make a tournament at 126 and still spend less than what he paid all those fucking guys in New York a couple weeks ago.
And hey, Drew,
Damn right.
nobody cares that you're out to dinner with a Ring Magazine executive.
No, I care.
Say,
I care. I
country.
care. You tell Dougie. Tell Turkey to fuck with your boy. Tell Turkey. Dougie and them all, Dougie watches the relay. I talk to him on Twitter all the time behind the scenes and shit. Tell Turkey, man, you making the wrong face, Turkey. Like, you don't need to waste time on them dudes, bro. Shout out to Chico. Jules wants 40 virgins. I do. And I want 20 of them to have a bush, 10 of them to have a landing strip, and the other 10 to be bald.
And two
You know what I'm saying?
Ferraris.
Two
If I
Ferraris.
could, before you close, if I could ask you guys, what do you think of Lomachenko? I think Muratala's a
yellow.
high. I think he crushes Muratala,
Retire.
but it's a low reward fight. So I just wish he would retire. I love Loma.
I mean, like, look, Loma's a great guy and all of that, but you gotta retire, bro. You gotta retire. Like, yeah, like,
You think so, Jules?
yeah. I mean, like, he's
Yeah.
30. What? He's 37 now. 37.
No,
Hasn't-
he's 38, Jules.
38. Hasn't fought in over a
What?
year. You know that his heart isn't in it. You could say, oh, he would beat Muratalla. Yeah, he probably would, but then what? Then what?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
right?
not gonna fight
He-
Shakur. He's
Just
not gonna
hold it
fight
up.
Tank. You might as well just walk away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, why
I
not?
I wish. Yeah, I wish when he pulled out of the Tank negotiations, like it was clear he wasn't like into the sport like he was before. So it's like I wish he just announced his retirement there and then.
Yeah, like
But-
it doesn't make sense to stick around. Like, bro, if you don't got the appetite, you used to want that fight. If you don't have the appetite for that fight anymore, yeah, just hang him up, bro. You don't want this thing no more. Don't stick around too long, get your ass beat. Like, nah, just
And ruin your record.
for real, bow out, bro. There's no
Yeah.
reason to stay.
And how crazy is it that if he fought the Tank who fought Lamont Roach, he would have whooped Tank, and it's just
Oh.
I
Yeah,
almost wish he
point.
did.
Good
I almost
point.
wish he'd. I mean, when he pulled out of the negotiations, I thought, look, he fought in a short space of time, and in his mid to late 30s, he fought Teo, then he fought Jermaine Ortiz, then he fought Haney. I thought he beat Haney. It's
I thought he beat
I'm
Haney.
cool with him not fighting. Does he? I'm like, does Loma have to fight all the young guys because the young guys won't fight each other? So I was cool with that. But it's just then when Tank looked like garbage against Roach, I thought, damn, he could have he may have stopped tanking, and then I mean, just imagine how we'd think of it. But
Yeah, that would be
all-time
that
great.
would have been the perfect way to close out his career. That look,
Yeah.
it's fucked up. You lost to
Yeah.
T.O. and you got robbed with Haney, but beating Javante would have been big
Whoa.
enough that like, yeah,
Yep.
you could
Whoa.
retire off of that.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. But he's still one of the best ever, regardless.
Oh yeah.
I
One
don't know,
one
but
of them.
I don't agree with that. That one of the best ever. I
Really?
don't agree with that. No.
In the weight division?
Really?
In the weight
Wow.
division.
Look, man, I look at the guys like Bobby Chacon.
Oh no.
Way
Now you
back
changed the
then.
conversation.
Nah, because you guys are saying the best ever. I'm like, what, best ever lightweight?
No. In this era. I thought that's what he said.
I don't agree
Well,
with
I
that
said-
either. I
I
No?
said
look,
Really?
Loma is a great fighter. We had this conversation the other day. I don't think you guys were here. That
Mhm.
he's a great fighter. Like, yeah, but the resume is just not thick enough. Like, no, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
not.
well,
Bro.
thin.
Like,
It's
it's
Can I-
thin.
not.
I
Okay.
agree with you. Every time I've spoken to Rick Glazer, I've asked him, how do you judge a guy who talent wise is as great as he is, but doesn't have a Four Kings like win? So yeah, he can't be considered as great as the Four Kings, but I still he's more Aaron Pryor than Duran or Leonard. Like
Who I
Oh.
would liken him to, who's also in this era, is Kazuto Ioka. Kazuto Ioka is a
Okay.
very accomplished fighter in his own way.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't realize that, granted, but he's accomplished. But with Kazuto, it's kind of like it is with Loma, that you're missing that big one. You're missing that really big one. And I actually think
I agree with that.
I actually think Kazuto's resume is more robust because okay, I think Kazuto's win over Kosei Tanaka is bigger than any win Loma has. That was a big win for Kazuto. That was a big win for him. And Kazuto and Kosei wasn't just some shit. He was a 3-weight champion when they fought already. You know what I mean? So it's like I look at Loma's shit and I'm like, look, who are the guys that you won belts from?
Mhm.
Rocky
And I agree with-
Martinez, Rocky
Yeah.
Martinez, Jorge Linares, Jose Pedraza. Yeah, this is
And Gary Russell.
Well,
no, and
I-
Gary wasn't a champion, remember? That was for the vacant.
Oh
piece.
wait, yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Vacant.
yeah. Well,
So
just-
Jules,
and
how far is
agree-
Tank then?
Tank is not even on the radar.
Yeah,
Shit.
Tank's not in the conversation.
Tank is
And Jules,
not-
I
Tank
agree with
is-
you.
I don't
But I'll
know.
just,
Yeah.
well, I'll just
That's my point.
well,
That's my
well,
point.
Jules,
round one, just hold up. Like,
Yep.
where you look at, if you compare him to Floyd had Corrales, that was great. Jose Luis Castillo, the second fight, because he should have lost the first. But aside from that, a lot of the biggest wins on his resume are Old Mosley, De La Hoya.
No, you're not doing that.
No,
The
you're
win
not
over
doing
the win over Gennaro Hernandez was a great win. He was 38-1. Only ever lost to Oscar De La Hoya, WBC champion. That is more solid to me than anything on Loma's resume.
I agree.
Hey,
I agree.
And
I'm
he
not-
was and hold on, and he was only 17-0 at the time, 23 years old. That's a more solid win than anything on Loma's resume. The win over Oscar, while contentious and competitive, because that was a competitive fight, is still more solid than anything on Loma's resume because of the concessions. You had to use
I agree.
Oscar's
No,
gloves.
my-
Fight at Oscar's weight. You were the B side at that. You were the B side. You were not the A side in that fight.
Yeah, no, Floyd's resume is much better than Loma's. I'm just putting some things into context that some of Loma's biggest wins can compare to some of Floyd's biggest wins. But
Hey,
Floyd's
hey,
resume is a
Jules.
lot better, no doubt.
Hey, Jules, do you think Mikey would have been one of Loma's big wins, or do you think not?
Yes, that's the kind of win. See, the timing for that fight, that if they would have did it when it was hot, yeah, that would have been a great fight. You would have got the Mexican fans on board and all the other fans on, and it would have been a big deal. It would have been a big fight. But that's really what's missing from Loma's resume. And then you add on the losses that take away from him. That you lost to Teofimo, bro. You did. You lost.
Mhm.
You lost. The Devin shit is sad because dog, you won that fight.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
that's horrible what they did to you, because that would have made up for you losing to Lopez. But it's 2 losses in the column, bro.
That would have
Two of them.
I
punched his
agree.
ticket in the
I
hall
agree.
too.
With
That
2
that
gold
definitely would have
medals.
punched his ticket in the hall, man. If he would have,
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
awarded.
Yeah,
so
he would have won that with 2 gold
I
medals.
just
Yeah.
He's a great fighter in this era, but he's got really stiff competition in this era because this is the
Oh,
same era as Usyk, bro. Usyk is phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. All the things that they made you out to be, Loma, he is those things. You
Mm.
wanted to be undisputed. He
Say
did
that.
it twice.
Say that.
He did it twice. He came up against men that were both bigger and younger and punched harder. He was the B side in virtually every fucking fight. He was the B side to Fury
Yeah.
like he was the B side to AJ. He was
And
the
more.
away fighter all the fucking time. He was the away fighter.
Mhm.
To me,
Yeah.
and it's like when I look at them, well, Loma, you can't hold a candle to that guy, bro. You can't.
Mm.
No.
He knew he
So
he knew he
Usyk,
he knew he is in a different realm than you, bro. You're a
Mm.
three-weight
Yeah.
champion. Congratulations. He's a four-weight champion. They
Mhm.
have to conjure featherweights to find someone who can beat this fucking guy.
yeah,
You can't
Mhm.
fuck with that.
Mhm.
yeah,
Canelo, look,
no,
Canelo is polarizing and Canelo is this and Canelo is that. But the fact of the matter is, Canelo's resume is many times deeper than yours. Many, many times deeper
Yeah.
than yours. It is.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
Crawford, you came up parallel to Crawford. I'm not hearing none of the bullshit. Crawford literally took more belts from more champions at more weights than you. It's a fact.
Mhm.
Ricky Burns,
yeah,
WBO.
Yes, it is.
Victor Postol, WBC. Julius Ndongo for the Unified. Jeff Horn for the BO. Spence for the other three. Madrimov for the BA. That's seven.
He
Seven
fought all
champions he
champions.
beat.
All
yeah. I
champions.
agree.
You only took belts off of three guys. Took belts off of
Mhm.
three guys.
Right.
Rocky Martinez, Jose Pedraza, Jorge Linares. That's it.
That's
Yep.
it.
I agree. Yeah, his resume won't go down as great as he was hyped up. Which, yeah, as a huge Loma fan, that sucks. So you are, yeah, we don't
Look,
we don't
look,
disagree on
look.
that.
It's kind of like here's a good parallel for the situation that Loma's in is Triple G. Triple G,
oh,
excellent fighter to watch, just wonderful. Honestly, like I wish there was a middleweight like that running around because the guy is nonstop entertainment. But he didn't have the deepest of resumes. He didn't. He didn't have
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
deepest. He just come on, Martin Murray, Matthew Macklin, Gabe Rosado, Curtis Stevens,
Yeah.
Danny
Willie Monroe.
Jacobs.
Hmm.
Like it's not the deepest
Canelo.
resume.
Yeah. You
Canelo,
know.
Yeah,
yeah.
3
it,
times.
Yeah. Yo, and
yeah,
despite
it's
all of that, all the facts you stated, Jules, they're still gonna get in the Hall of Fame.
No, I
Oh
mean, I think
yeah.
yeah, of course. But we're talking about he asked me what do I think of Loma? I
Yeah.
think Loma was a great fighter of this era, but I think
Mhm.
he falls several spots behind a lot of guys that are
Mhm.
Yeah.
running around. Like, yeah, like come on
Okay.
now, you got
yeah,
Inouye, Usyk, Crawford,
I
Canelo.
respect it. Yep.
Come on, and to a degree, this is gonna sound crazy, but the fact of the matter is, T.O. beat him. You
Wow.
might have to go behind T.O. because he
I thought
beat
he
you.
drew.
Yeah, only because Tio is a lot younger and is going to have more time to add to his legacy.
Yeah, but
When,
Teal's
when
gonna have more divisions.
and the other thing is Loma is also a contemporary to not just those guys. Chocolatito has more of a resume than Loma. Gallo
Yep.
Estrada,
Absolutely.
Gallo Estrada has more of a resume than Loma.
The
Yeah,
thing where Loma fucked up was he should have never gone to the second Olympic and gotten the second medal. He should have just turned pro after London.
yeah.
That
Like
is
he's
my
he's got such
yep.
stiff. He has such stiff competition that because his era is part of Choco, Quadras, Golovkin, Canelo, all these and I would say, look, maybe you're top 10, but you're definitely not top 5 in this era.
No.
No, you
No.
can't be,
yeah.
bro. Like
No,
No.
no.
Usyk. Yeah, Usyk and
I'll
Inoue are
take
what
I'll take 10.
Usyk. Yeah, Usyk and Inoue are what he was promised to be, and yeah, Usyk. Ironically, Usyk's the one. I think he's the best fighter of this era, and he's
I
got the
agree with
least
that.
promotion. He's got the least promotion out of all those guys,
When
which
I think of
kind
the
of
when I think of the best fighters of this era, there's really three. There are three. It's Usyk. Bro, it's unquestionable. Like, nah, you can't. You're not gonna see a guy do that for a while. I don't think you ever really. I don't think You gonna see a guy go to Russia and beat the Russian on points? Right? But it's Usyk, Inui, and look, if Crawford wins in September, yeah, Crawford, yeah. He has no advantages.
But
He's
if
older, less active.
Terrence win, in
Yeah.
my book he might pass Usyk because that's 3 divisions with all 4
no,
belts.
no. Crawford
The
never
reason,
passes
the
Usyk.
reason, the reason that he wouldn't, the reason I would say he ties Usyk, but I would not say that he passes him because Crawford, you haven't been on the road anywhere near as long as this guy. This guy's basically,
No way.
this guy's
Yeah.
basic. This guy's Mad Max, bro.
Right.
He's
You're right
Not
about
just-
that.
most
Yeah,
of his,
not
Terrence
Glenn
fights
Johnson. Usyk's the
once
real
a year
road
for
warrior.
5 years.
Yeah, not just that, but Usyk's undisputed run at cruiserweight, that's deeper than any of the divisions.
that's the thing,
Crawford
and that's another
became
thing. That's
undisputed
another
in.
thing. It's a hot take, and I know that it's
Mhm.
gonna fall on deaf ears with Americans especially, but I view Mayris Briedis as a better fighter than any fighter on Crawford's resume right now. That means I view Mayris
Facts.
Briedis as a bigger, better win over a better fighter than Errol Spence Jr. Like, no. Spence, when you lost the belts, you never got any of them back. Mayris Briedis lost to Usyk, and what happened? He became a champion again after that. And it wasn't
Not
easy.
just that,
He had to go back into the World Boxing Super Series to do it.
not just that, Jules, but Breeders, he can. One of the things about Spence that we saw against Crawford is that he can only fight in one way. Breeders can fight aggressively. He can fight on the back foot. He's got a decent boxing skills. I mean, he's super awkward. He can lead
I mean,
off with either
honestly,
hand. He's just
even the win over Gassiev, right? And I'm a Crawford fan. I'm a fan of all of these guys, but objectively speaking, I view Gassiev as Gassiev is what? Did you guys see Gassiev? That motherfucker was a goddamn animal, dog. He's a beast.
I said this when I did a video on his resume. Gassiev ran through Juniel Dorticus, undefeated puncher, who's a Cuban, and we all know how much the Americans love to hype up Cubans because look what they did with Luis Ortiz.
Mm-hmm. And then when you add the heavyweight stuff, the other thing is, look, we'll see how Crawford does with Canelo because that's what will make the argument if he wins. But right now, Usyk is number one. When are you ever when are you Crawford? When are any of you for that matter, even you Naoya? When are you going to fight someone? When are you going to be in a situation where you are outweighed by 53 pounds?
They're not.
And the guys still got inches on you in wingspan, in height, and he outweighs you by 50. When it's not gonna happen to y'all, right?
Espinoza.
Now that's pound for pound. Why? Usyk proved 220 something pounds of me is still better than 270 whatever the fuck pounds of you. That's literally pound for pound. You're bigger, you got longer arms, and you're stronger. But I'm better. That's pound for pound. And y'all not going to be in that situation. It's not going to happen where he knew he is outweighed by a guy who's 53 pounds. Nah, that ain't going to go down. That ain't going to happen.
I mean, not just most fighters, but most elite fighters, we as fans, because we know the sport, we look at 15-pound difference and say, ooh, that's going to play a factor, 15 pounds. He freaking walks into a ring with a guy 50 pounds bigger than him. And he's
people
like,
get, I know that there are people, I've gotten people that have so you saying, yes, that's literally what pound for pound is. I don't understand how this is lost on so many people. All pound for pound means is, yeah, they're bigger, but I'm better. That's what that means. That 200, you got Inui, for example. Okay, well, 122 pounds of Inui is more skillful than 147 pounds of Brian Norman. That's what that means. That, yes, you might be bigger than me. And in a real life setting, you might beat me, but it's because you're bigger, not because you're better. Now, where Usyk is different than everybody else on the list is with him, it's not a hypothesis. It's literal. He went to heavyweight. It's a fact. He proved it. Yeah, y'all all bigger than me. Y'all all bigger than me. Anthony, you bigger than me. Daniel, you bigger than me. Derek, Fury, y'all all bigger than me. And I beat all of y'all. I beat all, and it wasn't with size. It was with skills.
Skills pay the
So
bills.
many people who say Ray Robinson's the greatest boxer ever, they don't actually know why. They don't realize because he was a lightweight knocking out middleweights. It's like Usyk's
Good
literally
point.
the only fighter in this day and age who's doing
Yeah, there
what
have been
old school
very
fighters did.
few. There have been very few iterations. Like you guys know who I'm going to go to after this. The most literal, but besides Usyk in this era, was Roy. Roy started out as a junior middle and eventually went all the fucking way up to heavyweight. Like, bro, yes, that's literally pound for pound. John Ruiz is a whole motherfucking heavyweight out here, but Roy is
Mhm.
too skilled. That's
Mhm.
what pound for pound is. Literally, like, yeah,
Yep.
Roy was, Roy is one of the ones, man. Now look, I'm
But
a
Jules,
fucking,
well,
I'm a
like,
fuck.
can we really count him as a heavyweight though when he didn't even weigh over 200 pounds when he fought Ruiz? Like, I could have
Yeah.
sworn he was like 199
If
when he
Shit.
fought
no,
him.
no, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. That Ruiz was the heavyweight. The fact that Roy didn't, I remember Roy didn't weigh in more than he was like a cruiserweight
208.
in that fight. He's like a
Yeah,
And he had
cruiserweight.
he
to
was like a
and he
he
had
was
to
like
eat
a
himself
bigger
up
My
too.
cruiserweight.
dude, my dude. That's why he was pound for pound. Yo, I don't gotta weigh what you weigh. I'm still gonna beat you. He
Beat
was,
your ass.
he was playing with John Ruiz in that fight. I remember he
Whooped
was
his
playing
ass.
with him.
Whooped his ass.
This is why Roberto Duran is pound for pound the greatest of the four kings, because he gets slept by Hearns and he moves up a heavier, or no, he stays at middleweight and beats Iran Barkley in a toe to toe match.
It's
Who's
contentious. It's contentious. It's contentious because the win over Sugar is huge, right? It's huge that he beat Sugar, who quote unquote beat quote unquote Marvin Hagler. He did beat but he did beat Tommy. Sugar did beat Tommy. Roberto beat fucking Sugar. So it's like it's contentious, but I don't have a I don't think one stands above the other because it's like, yeah, like they got like, bro, to me, yeah, Sugar, you didn't beat Marvin. You didn't beat Marvin, bro. Like, yeah, you didn't win that shit. You didn't,
Well, Daniel
yeah,
Dubois went
it's
into the
debatable.
fight with against Miller, and he was 98 pounds heavier than him.
Yeah, but Miller's
Yeah.
fucking obese, bro.
Yo, 98 pounds,
It's
bro.
debatable. He has
100
got some
pounds,
Miller's
Jules.
fucking Miller is obese, bro. Like
Fuck.
that dude is just like, yo, you need to get on some Ozempic, bro,
That's
because you
crazy.
are wilding.
He needs Ozempic and Wegovy.
And insulin and fucking insulin. Fucking go to sleep. I'll see y'all on Saturday.
All
All
right,
right,
have a
Jules.
good night, man.